There are 3 easy steps in creating a resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz Jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, welcome to Virtual Pabalon, a comprehensive guide to career and employment program. So, before we start, may we invite everyone for a short prayer followed by the national anthem.
USD Legazpi Prayer. Lord, in our weakness and vulnerability, bless us with your grace to soar beyond limits. Enlighten our vision and guide our mission, that we may clearly see and fully realize our quest. Keep our passion for the truth burning and our compassion for humanity bright, that we may live truly and lovingly. Keep us in harmony with the universe, that we may be joyfully one with your creation. Yet above and before all, Lord, grant us the grace to love you with all our mind and soul, and with all our heart and strength, that we may praise, bless, and preach according to your will. Make us Legazpi Tomasians, whole as a person and as a community, in your wondrous name. This we ask and pray with a happy and grateful memory. Amen.
All right. So everybody, may we invite everyone in the audience to read the UST Legazpi Vision, Mission, and Quality Policy Statement with me. Our vision, so the University of Santo Tomas Legazpi, we, the University of Santo Tomas Legazpi, in a life of truth and love out of gratitude, envision the university as a premier Catholic institution for learning for Tomasians whose minds and hearts are nurtured and molded for Christian social transformation. Thus, we work in making the university a Christ-centered educational community, a respected HEI with consistently high standard, values-oriented, socially responsive, and globally competitive academic programs, a reputable leader in primary and secondary science education, religious and teacher education, business management, accountancy, engineering, architecture, fine arts, communication and liberal arts, health sciences, law, and graduate studies. A prominent teaching hospital in the region, a renowned center for Bicol studies, community development, environmental protection, and disaster risk management, a leading university for professional development, quality management, innovation, internalization, and financial sustainability, a deregulated university by 2025. And our mission, we, the University of Santo Tomas Legazpi, a Dominican institution of learning under the patronage of St. Thomas Aquinas, commit ourselves to the pursuit of excellence in academics and health services through dedicated study, the strengthening of our moral integrity through fervent prayer and witnessing, the sharing with others the fruits of our endeavor through loving service, the enhancement of our emotional maturity towards an integrated Christian community, and the promotion of cultural advocacy for a genuine appreciation of Catholic, Filipino, and Bicol identity. Our objectives: to foster among Legazpi Tomasians a culture of charity born out of gratitude, to create an educational environment that instills robust sense of Christian and professional values for public service, and to promote within the university a work ethic in the spirit of service, collegiality, and solidarity. To offer spiritual, moral, and emotional formation programs to the members of our community, to advocate social justice through equitable socio-economic relations, respect for human rights and cultural diversity, and to develop course programs for strategic partnerships and transformative education. To achieve excellent academic performance, specifically in licensure exams, to work for the local and international accreditation of academic programs, to respond to the challenging and local and global opportunities and challenges, and to be the center for training and development of faculty and support personnel in various fields of education, especially in catechetical formation and healthcare education. To provide an avenue for researches and training in medical and health services of students and professionals in health sciences, to provide community health programs for the less privileged, to engage healthcare professionals in the delivery of holistic health services, to establish UST Legazpi as a center for Bicol studies in research, language, culture, and the arts, and to engage all stakeholders in community development and extension programs, to maintain a balanced and healthful ecology, to be a center for solid waste and disaster risk management, to comply with the requirements of a university, to ensure institutional sustainability and viability through quality systems, procedures, and sound resource management, and to optimize talents for self-development, communal welfare, and regional distinction. And to promote health of mind and body through sustained scientifically based wellness programs. Our quality policy statement. In a life of truth and love out of gratitude, we offer Tomasian education. And in our dedication to provide a holistic Catholic and Dominican spiritual formation, instruction, research, creative work, governance, management, and community service, and in our pursuit to continually improve the educational system for the satisfaction of our clients, we, the University of Santo Tomas Legazpi, are committed to excellence by setting quality objectives based on national and international standards. Our core values. In a life of truth and love out of gratitude, I am a Legazpi Tomasian whose mind and heart are nurtured and molded by study and prayer for Christian social transformation. All right. So now that we're done with all of our opening program, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Shari and I'm from Academic Linkages. So we hope that everyone is excited to join us today for the virtual Pabalon. So I will be the host. To officially start our session for this afternoon, we'd like to invite Mr. Abelardo Beleza, PhD, Dean of the Graduate School for the opening remarks. Good morning, Dr. Beleza. Good afternoon, Dr. Beleza.
Good afternoon, Miss Shari.
I give the floor to you po to proceed with the opening remarks to the students.
Okay, thank you and good afternoon, everyone. In our journey, we need provisions or baons to sustain us. Either we prepare them at home or we get them at the nearest food chain or food stall. In school, you have textbooks, notebooks, and other gadgets. These baons are your provisions in your academic journey. But with this COVID-19 pandemic, you have upgraded your learning tools with the latest model of tablets and smartphones, to name just a few. Today's activity is important for you and your future. The career preparation you do as a student and opportunities you create for yourself are a valuable part of the experiential learning that will help you establish your career. How much time and effort did you devote to the preparation of your baon as you venture into another phase of your life after graduation? We in UST Legazpi believe that all students need to receive guidance before the appropriate decision is reached in order to be supported in the decision-making process for taking the right steps. We hope that this virtual Pabalon seminar, a comprehensive guide to career and employment, will encourage and support students to make more conscious and effective career choices. We consider this gathering in cooperation with Jobs 180 to be an important milestone, not only from an institutional vantage point, but also from the perspective of national and international developments in career guidance and employment opportunities. Career opportunities abound, and they come in creative ways than one. Look around you and discover them for yourselves. Search for career opportunities that will be able to address local needs rather than just responding to national or even international market demands. We are here today at a time when the world and our country have been experiencing unprecedented turbulence, creating great uncertainties among those who are seeking employment and those whose survival are at stake. Participation in a forum such as this is one of the ways to be inspired and to succeed. I wish you all the luck and fruitful cooperation for this undertaking. Again, good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you for that, Dr. Belleza, and thank you too for gracing our session this afternoon po with your presence. See you again, sir, and again, thank you po for the office for being here with us po. Thank you, sir. All right. So, to our audience, we'd like to know where you're from. So, please comment your name and course. And later, if you have questions while the speaker is presenting, you may also put that in our chat box. So, meron akong magandang prize mamaya. All right. So, if you have friends who are not here na nanonood, di pa sila nanonood, please tag them. Please share it to them. We are starting now. All right. So, here is our schedule for this afternoon for our Pabalan seminar. So first topic is Tomasian values to be presented by Sir Mark John Palanca. Online applications to be presented by jobs18.com, virtual interviews to be presented by InnoData, and labor education for graduating students to be presented by Dole, financial wellness seminar from Sun Life, and discovering your entrepreneurial skills from Inspiro. So shout out to everyone who's here and who is on time. Again, please comment your name and course, and don't forget to type in your questions later para meron tayong prize. Ayan. So ano yung prize natin? Ayan. So every topic, so we have like 6 topics for this afternoon. So every topic, there will be slots for 3 questions. So for the 3 questions na mapipili, the sender, the person who asked that question will get a 100 peso load. So that's for each topic. So each topic, we have 3 questions and that's 3 slots for you to qualify pag napili ang question niya. Alright? So let's move on to our first speaker. So our first speaker is Sir Mark John Palanca. He is the director for the Center of Campus Ministry. Sir John Palanca took a long route of studies from his first year in college in 2009 until his first employment in June 2017. So what made his journey long? It took a while for him to figure out what he wanted to do in life. So what's the answer? Discerning what really matters most in life. So for him, life is not a race, but the journey of making one's life worth living. So let's hear more about this from Sir Janjan himself. So let's call him Sir Janjan. Good afternoon. Thank you for being with us this afternoon po. Thank you for gracing us with your presence for this session, sir. Sir, can we try sharing your screen?
Uh, yes, good afternoon, Shari. Can you hear me? Okay,
Yes, sir.
so I
Loud
will
and
now share
clear.
my screen po.
Yes, sir. All right. So, sir, the floor is yours. So we have it for 20 minutes. And for the question and answer later, babalik po ako to facilitate the questions from our audience. Ayan, sir.
Sige
It's
po.
loading na po yung screen natin. Ayan, sir. It's up. It's running. Sir, the floor is yours.
Okay, so good afternoon. Thank you for the organizer of this event, headed by Ms. Elich Espadero of the MAPA of the University of Santo Tomas Legazpi. Thank you, Dr. Bilyesa, for that very inspiring and wonderful opening remarks. So I would like to start my talk, my session, this very brief session with the word balon because this is about Pabalon 2021. So, pabalon means provision. Sabi nga ni Dr. Bilyesa sa kanyang opening remarks, those are the tools, things that we use in order to sustain. But I want you to look back as pabalon using the word balon. Okay. Balon, in fact, usually when we try to say it in our own language here in Bicol, in Albay, balon means something that motivates us in order for us to go to school, diba? Balon, it can be a monetary value. Second, it can be food, snacks, delicious foods, diba? So these are motivations. This is my very first source of motivation in my studies. So, ito yung unang motivation ko. Pumapasok kasi merong baon, merong balon. So, this is very helpful. So, because of this, I want you now to focus on your transition. You are now about to graduate. Some of you are already working. You are now going to transition. And what better motivation again for you to work is to give you a motivation which is Pabalon 2021. So my baon that I will give to you is about Legazpi Thomasian's core values. Okay? Sige, if you can see the image that I use, it's a tree. A tree that is full of virtues, may apple, 'di ba? But right now, you will become trees yourselves. You will bear fruit. Hindi na tayo yung hihingi, kundi tayo na yung magbibigay. As you come to the workforce, you will now win your own bread. Okay? So, I would like to ask you, sige sa comments nyo nga, what do you want? Okay, what do you want? Ano ang gusto nyo? Kapag tinanong ko kayo ngayon, what do you want? What would your answers be like? Sige nga, patingin nga ng mga sagot sa comments. What do you want? Mahirap ba sagutin? Pag tinanong tayo ng what do you want? Ano ba ang gusto mo? Meron po ba? Oh. What do you want? Mahirap siyang sagutin, no? 'Di ba? Ang tagal niyo mag-comment. Bakit? What do you want? It can be answered using general answers. Gusto kong yumaman, gusto kong magandang buhay. It can be answered generally. Marami tayong sagot. Next, pwede naman specific answers. 'Di ba? Wala nang paligoy-ligoy. What do you want? Gusto ko ng bagong motor. Gusto ko ng specific bahay. Gusto ko ng trabaho. Gusto ko ng love life. Specific. The other one, what do you want? Sometimes we don't really have any idea about it. Maski ano. Diba? Kahit ano. So sa language natin, maski ano, kahit ano. This speaks about our indecisiveness on things. But right now, you're about to graduate, you will go on to the workforce, you need to be decisive. You need to have the proper call, the right call in the situation that you're in. Because right now, people will depend on you. Okay? So, again, I'm asking you your question. What do you want? If you always know the answer to this question, then you are always in the right path. Okay? Now, the question, what do you want, actually asks or investigates on our desire to ask to what really is it that we want it badly. Kung ano ba talaga yung gustong-gusto natin. 'Di ba? So, it's about desire. Now, while these desires, itong mga gusto natin sa buhay and priorities are good in themselves, bahay, motor, magandang buhay, these are good. Okay, I'm not saying it's bad, it's good. But I want you to focus on what make a thing important or valuable, 'di ba? So, ang bagay na ito ba ay importante or valuable because sinabi nilang importante? Ang bagay na ito ba ay mahal or valuable kasi para sa akin, mahal ito. Okay? So, tingnan nyo yung pictures po dito sa background. Merong gold coins. Pareho silang gold coins. Kung tatanungin ko kayo, anong mas mahal kaya dyan? The bigger gold coin or the smaller gold coin? Siyempre, sasabihin nyo, the bigger gold coin. So, mamaya, gagamitin ko din yung analogy niyan in order for me to know that you are getting my point. So, value, di ba? My topic is about Thomasian core values. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng word na value? Mahal, halaga, di ba? What are the things that you value? Ano yung mga bagay na minamahal at pinapahalagahan mo? So, ang tanong dyan palagi is, what makes a thing valuable? Okay? What makes a thing valuable? Yung presyo niya, yung work effort, etc., etc. Sa mga bagay, ganun tayo mag-appraise or magbigay ng halaga. How about a human person? How can we add value to the human person or give value to the human person? Sometimes we think we add value to ourselves. By how? By making or letting ourselves grow and assume status, assume positions, graduate, 'di ba? Parang, oh, college graduate ka na. Mas mahalaga ka na ba ngayon? Do you have more value? Sometimes these questions are associated with the word respect. Hindi po ba? Respect is being earned. Okay? Graduate na siya. Manager na siya. Very good na siya. It is earned along the way as you go up. But as I work, sometimes respect is not all about respect actually. Tingnan natin ano ba ang halaga ng tao. Ang halaga ba ng tao ay nagmumula sa mga bagay na nakukuha niya, what he or she has? Or is it something that based on what we call dignity? Okay? Na ang halaga ng tao hindi nagbabago. And I want you to think about that. That the value of the human person does not depend on what he or she has, but what he is or she is, who is a human person with dignity. Di ba? Example, kung merong mahirap at mayaman, sinong mas mahalaga? Sana wag na tayo aabot sa punto na sasagot tayo sa tanong na yun dahil mali po ang tanong na yun. Mas mahalaga ang mayaman? Kaya madali na lang nasabihin, may hirap sa labas. May hirap patayin. No. You cannot compare human beings' worth or value because all of us, have our own worth and dignity. Okay? So, that is what I want you to focus now. Values, halaga. And we go on to the center of values or the worth of things, which is what we call core values. Okay? Core values. And I want you to go back to this photo. Diba? Tingnan nyo. Anong mas mahalaga? Tingnan nyo tong picture na to. Yung bigger gold coin or yung smaller gold coin? Siyempre, sasagot agad kayo yung bigger gold coin. Now, I will show to you 2 pictures of wedding rings. Sige. Tingnan ko ha kung interactive kayo. So, picture number 1. The cost of the ring is 1,108,105 pesos. Yung wedding ring namin, magkano lang? Second picture, exhibit. It only costs 26,000 pesos. 3 ring na yan, ha? So sa tingin nyo, pag tinanong nyo ako, or sa tingin nyo ba, pag sinabi na, akin na yung 3 ring sa number 2, ibibigay ko na sa iyo itong 1 million worth of ring. Sa tingin nyo ba, ipagpapalit ko yung wedding rings namin? Because the reason is, the picture number 1 is more valuable than picture number 2. What do you think? Comment nga po. Sa tingin mo ba, ipagpapalit ko? Yes or no? Sige, I would wait for a few seconds and then, ipagpapalit ko ba yung wedding ring namin na worth 26,000 doon sa ring na worth 1 million pesos? Sige nga, hintayin ko po yung mga sagot nyo. What do you think? Okay, nope. Because right now you're going to work. You're going to explore in your life. You're not students anymore. As you go to work, hindi lang po yan lahat sweldo. Hindi lang lahat yan prestige. Ano po dapat? You need to visit your core values. Yung value po sa loob natin. Because of this, we can realize the value of things based on what's inside. Okay? Core values are the values within. Nandito sa loob natin. And also the value beyond. Ibig sabihin, these core values are very powerful that if we hold it closely in our hearts and in our minds, it will actually encompass everything around us. Ibig sabihin, hindi madali sa atin ang maloko, hindi madali sa atin ang matempt na ipagpapalit ang lahat dahil sa halaga. because we know what matters to us. Di po ba? The reality, my dear graduates, is that we are easily swayed with what is valuable for the eyes of many. Okay? That is the reality, my dear friends, is that we are easily swayed with what is valuable for the eyes of many. Na sometimes, kanino bang mata ang nagmamatter? It's not their eyes. It is your eyes that gives value to the things that you see. It's not them. So please be in touch with your core values. Okay? So right now, as a graduate of UST Legazpi, I want you to focus on the values that instill to you. The values within and the values beyond are what we call core values. These core values are so important that it begets, meaning it attracts, and radiates from within, which encompasses everything. Okay? So what are the core values that we have? I will read it to you. Okay? In a life of truth and of love, out of gratitude, I am a Legazpi Thomasian whose mind and heart are nurtured and molded by study and prayer for Christian social transformation. Para bang gusto kong sabihin sa inyo, okay, nag-aral kayo sa UST Legazpi. Cum laude kayo, summa cum laude, you have very good grades. But as your teacher, what would I want to see you in you when you work there? These core values that you live your life with truth, with integrity, that you share your life with love, and you are always thankful or living your life with gratitude. Now, isa-isahin natin tong mga core values na ito, this Legazpi Thomasian's core values, so that we can understand what is the meaning of this very important Thomasian core values. Now, we start with the word life. Diba? Life. How do we understand life? It's a simple nuance of living versus non-living. Okay. Pag hindi gumagalaw, patay. Pag gumagalaw, buhay. Diba? Ganun kasimple. So, self-sustaining. Life is self-sustaining. Diba? The birds of the air, the fishes of the sea, they are sustained by nature. Diba? Hindi mo na kailangan i-charge. Hindi dependent, kundi dependent sa sarili nila para maghanap ng pagkain. And here is the thing that often taken for granted, the word survival. Kaya po siya naka-red. Sometimes our goal is only to survive. Kailangan ko magtrabaho kasi kailangan ko mag-survive. Kailangan ko kumita ng pera, kailangan namin kumain. Well, the focus of life is to sustain it, to live. But life is not about survival, especially for us human persons. Hindi lang ito para mabuhay tayo, 'di ba? Hindi lang ito para mabuhay tayo. We are not here on this earth to survive. Bakit? Kung survival lang naman, nakaka-boring. Kakain ka lang, yun ba yung buhay? Mabubuhay ka lang? But no. Life is adding lives to our days. This is the difference of human beings to animals. They live in order to survive. Those are the animals. But us, we just don't live to survive, but we live in order to make our lives worth living or happy. Okay? So therefore, life in yellow is a gift. So, what should we do as a gift? Kung regalo ang buhay natin, buksan, ipamahagi, alagaan. And then our lives will become more lively. Now, itong buhay na ito, life as a gift, it should be defined not by survival. Sabi ko nga, hindi tayo nabuhay para mag-survive lang. But it should be described. It should be defined by truth and love. So that is the definition of a Legazpi Thomasian's life. It must be founded on truth and love out of gratitude. Now, what is truth? Ano ba ang katotohanan? sasabihin ng iba sa klase natin, truth is something that hurts us. Para bang pag nagsabi ka ng totoo, nakaka-hurt. Hindi naman ganun. Those are some realities about the truth. But what is really the definition of truth? Truth is the conformity of thought and reality. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Kung ano yung nasa isip mo, merong physical evidence sa realidad. So, example, kung meron kayong salamin ngayon, tumingin kayo sa salamin, tapos makikita nyo, sabi mo sa sarili mo, gwapo ka or maganda ka. Pero pag tingin mo sa salamin, ang pangit nung nakita mo. So yung thought mo, feeling mo, gwapo ka or maganda ka, pero hindi naman sa reality. So joke lang yun na baka seryosohin nyo. So it is the conformity of what we have in mind and in reality. Okay. Now, truth right now can be subjective or objective. Diba? Example, para sa akin, totoo. Pero para sa iba, mali. Our goal is not to be too much of subjective, but to see the truth of things. Okay? And third, naka-red, ito ang kalaban ng katotohanan. It is always lies. It is always lies. And then, how are we going to found our life on truth? Again, tingin tayo, balik tayo sa core values natin. It is nourished by studies. It is always nourished by studies. Kaya nga kailangan natin mag-aral. Bakit? Para yung nakikita natin sa realidad, pwede natin maintindihan. At pag naintindihan natin, we can do something about it. Diba? How many times in your life na dahil hindi natin maintindihan, wala tayong magawa? Okay? So, this truth, we need it to nourished by studies. And right now, pinayagan na kayong graduate, and I'm sure that it is nourished by studies. Okay? Balik tayo dito. Okay. The truth, my dear graduates, is that we are easily swayed with what is valuable for the eyes of many. Kwenta ko lang ha. I was in Bicol University, and I talked about something like this, career guidance. 2 years ago, I gave a talk about personal development to business students. It was all about developing oneself using a form of prayer. So yun yung topic ko. That focuses on awareness, which helps people to discern or piliin on what they want in life. Lahat inspired pagkatapos ng talk ko. Diba? So lahat sila inspired pagkatapos ng talk ko. Now, when the next speaker arrived, yung susunod sa aking speaker, meron siyang dalang sports car. Yung kamay niya, merong Rolex watch. Yung clothes niya, Lacoste, naka-branded. Pwede kong sabihin na yung isang tindig niya worth millions of pesos. Alam niyo kung anong nangyari? Nung pagsigaw niya ng power. Ganon, sabi siya, power. Para bang yung mood na prayerful after nung talk ko, nawala. Sigawan lahat ng tao, power. Now, this is what I mean when we do not focus on the objective truth or the things that matter to us. The reality, my dear graduates, is that we are easily swayed with what is valuable for the eyes of many. So right now, ang pabaon ko sa iyo, tingin tayo sa katotohanan. Tingin tayo sa buhay. Okay? Kung ano yung importante. Truth. Kung ang edukasyon ang sagot sa kahirapan, nakita nyo na ba ito? Bakit edukado ang magnanakaw ng bayan? Diba? So pag nakita ko ang isang Thomasian graduate, politiko at nagnakaw, sasabihin ko sa inyo, hindi mo natutunan yung core values na tinuro sa inyo. Guys, ang totoong edukasyon wala sa talino eh. True education is not seen in intelligence, but in character. Kung edukado kang tao, ipakita mo sa gawa. Huwag dito masyado. Okay? Ipakita sa gawa. Okay? Now, love. So, hindi naman pwede lahat truth lang. Kasi parang, napakaseryoso mo naman. Now, love would add flavor in our lives. Our actions should be tempered by love. Diba? Alam mo yung totoo, pero bibigyan mo ng second chance. Bigyan mo ng pag-ibig, pagmamahal. ibigay mo yung sarili mo, selflessness. Anong kalaban ng pagmamahal? That is self-centeredness or selfishness. And how to not grow tired of loving? That is to pray. Alam niyo po, papakita ko sa inyo itong picture, yung nanay. Sa sinasabi natin, ang nanay hindi napapagod magmahal. Yes, totoo, hindi napapagod magmahal ang nanay. Pero darating at darating sa point na sasabihin natin sa sarili natin, nakakapagod magmahal. Hindi po ba? Now, how do we nourish para hindi tayo mapagod magmahal? Ang turo sa atin sa UST Legazpi, magdasal ka. Tingnan niyo itong magandang painting na ito. 'Di ba? So, Jesus Christ, God, is a God of love. And when we pray that we need love in our lives, we pray to God to give us love. At bibigyan tayo niyan. Kasi ang Diyos po ay punong-puno ng pagmamahal. Okay, now, gratitude, just to end. Okay, this is very brief. Always count your blessings. Okay? Kasi pag nagka-count ka ng blessings mo, palagi kang meron kang room to give love, to say the truth, because you appreciate. Now, gratitude is not utang na loob. Bakit? Ano yung utang na loob? Ito yung parang, kailangan lang kasing magbigay kasi tinulungan niya ako before. That is not saying thank you. That is utang na loob. So, we all know that utang na loob can be a good thing or bad thing in our Filipino culture. Okay. Now, gratitude takes time. Why? Because it is real. It is simply gazing at goodness. That is gratitude. Sometimes, hindi pa natin alam kung paano magpasalamat. I would give you a very short story. Nung college po ako, nakitira ako sa mga relatives ko. And syempre, pag nakikitira ka, 'di ba? So, nakikikain ka, para bang feeling mo pabigat ka. Pero, parang nandun na din yung parang nasusungitan ka sa kanila kasi parang ang turing sa'yo, katulong, ganon, di ba? Gagawa ka ng ganito para pag-aralin ka. Now, ngayon na may trabaho na ako, I look back and should I be grateful to these relatives na kumukup sa akin kahit na hindi maganda yung ugali nila sa akin? It takes time to realize. Ito yung sinasabi ko na it takes time. Why? Because before, ang naisip ko lang kasamaan nila yung pagmamaltrato nila sa akin. Pero pagdating dito sa spirit of gratitude or gratefulness, nakita ko na kung hindi nila ako tulungan noon, nasaan ako ngayon. So, an act of gratitude is, it's a reality, guys. Realidad po ito. Hindi ko sinasabi na, titingnan mo lang, wala nang masama pag gratitude. Hindi. Gratitude is choosing to see the goodness amidst the bad things that happen to you. That is reality because alam natin na ang buhay hindi lang siya puro happiness. There are only sadness. But gratitude is a very good tool or pabalo na para makita nyo na, may masamang nangyari. Pero sa nangyari yan, hindi yan lahat masama. Meron tayong mapupulot dyan na kagandahan. Di ba? Go back to my example. Kung hindi nila ako kinukuk noon, nasa noon. Diba? Now, my last words for you is this. Nag-a-apply kayo ng trabaho, meron na kayong trabaho. Okay? Every time na merong bagong tawag dyan, applicant po sa office namin, or kahit nung nasa Xavier School pa ako sa Manila, every time we hire a new employee, especially in my department, this was the case not only present here in UST Legazpi or nung nasa Manila pa ako nag-work. There are so many applicants with very impressive skills and resume. Summa cum laude, leader. But we always choose an applicant not only with technical qualifications, but specifically with excellent character that is lively, truthful, and loving. Diba? Parang ang pipiliin namin, hindi na magaling. Kasi yung kagalingan, yung trabaho, guys, natututunan yan. Pero kapag ikaw ay merong magandang ugali, tumpak, hired ka agad. Yan ang gustong katrabaho. Yan ang gusto nating katrabaho. Yung marunong makisama, yung mabait, yung totoo, hindi nagsisinungaling. So, wag masyadong focus sa technical skills. Yes, technical skills will bring us there, but what makes us stay for goodness, and it's our character. Tingnan nyo itong movie na The Internship. So itong dalawang ito, nag-apply sa Google. Walang kaalam-alam sa technology. Yung mga kasamahan nilang nag-apply, ang gagaling. Pero at the end of the program of the internship, sinong napili? Sila. Kasi guys, ang trabaho, natututunan na lang yan. As long as nandun yung puso mo. Pero yung ugali at character, ay nako, mahirap pong baguhin yan. Kaya guys, yung character nyo, I know mabuti kayong tao, each of us are good persons, good people. Please be rooted in your Legazpi Thomasian core values. In a life of truth and love out of gratitude, nourished by your studies and prayer. Okay, out of gratitude, transform the world. May the Thomasian values of truth and love, nurtured with studies and prayer, gives you life that transforms our society in the future out of gratitude. So, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you for that, Sir John. Ayan. So now we open the floor to questions. So guys, if you have questions to Sir John, you may put it on our comment section. So please be advised na may pakulo tayo. So sa unang tatlo na question, magkakaroon ng 100 peso loan each. Ayan. So Miss Honey will coordinate with you guys. She will take note kung sino yung mga nakapagtanong. Alright. So, sir, habang nag-aantay ako ng questions nila, so, syempre, nag-prepare din po ako ng question para sa inyo. So, sana
sige po, Ma'am Sherry. Opo.
Sir, you were teaching or you were with UST Legazpi maybe for a long time. So, in your stay there, what would you say would be the most striking or most memorable qualities or attitudes of UST Legazpi graduates po?
Ang dami kong maisip na nasagot, pero what I can actually share is students in UST Legazpi are very courteous. Napakagalang. Diba? Akala mo ang jolly-jolly nila, yung mga bata namin. Tapos akala mo ang cool-cool lang nila. Pero pag nakikita nila yung mga teachers nila, nagbe-bless sila, sir, nagbibigay galang. And ang galing lang na parang private school, some of them are well off, pero they never forget to be courteous, to give due respect to others. Yun yung na-appreciate ko sa mga students namin. Magagalang talaga sila.
Ayan. So, bakit ko ba yung tinanong, sir? Kasi, your parting, your last few slides, it included something about, don't worry about your technical skills. What your attitude will bring you through wherever you want to go. Parang ganyan. No?
Yes.
So, to our audience, sa mga Thomasian audience natin dyan. So, nabanggit naman ni Sir John dyan, no? So, courteousness ay yung kanyang sinasabi na big quality talaga ng mga taga-UST Legazpi. Alright. So, guys, going once, going twice. Do we have questions for Sir John? Ayaw niyo ba ng load?
Ayaw nila ng load.
Ayaw nyo ng load, Sige. So, sir, I will not keep you long because we have 5 other topics waiting for this afternoon po. So, Sir John, bawi na lang po kami sa mga susunod na speakers para sa mga questions po. Thank you po, Sir John, for lending us the
Welcome
time.
Po.
Happy afternoon, sir. And stay, ingat po, sir. Stay healthy. Ayan. So, next up is a discussion on online applications, which will be presented by Sir Kim Chua, the Managing Director of JobsReady.com. So he has 20 years of experience in sales, marketing, business development, customer service, operations, business process, and human resources. He is a trusted resource speaker and has done over 1,000 career development seminars in more than 400 plus colleges and universities nationwide. Ayan. So, Sir Kim Chua, ayan. So, sir, if you're ready, the floor is yours. Take it away.
looking for a job and exploring for the next chapter in your life. I hope that this session will be able to help you, no? Not only you, but the people that you know that needs help in terms of how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. So yan na tinatawag nating resume link. A lot of platforms right now, mga online platforms are being offered left and right. But for you to know paano to magiging job-winning tool or job-winning resume to, meron akong checklist. So go with me, no, with all these checklists. Your checklist should include the following. Number 1, kailangan mag-stand out ka. When you look for a job, you have to be able to stand out. Because if you're not going to be able to stand out, then I think you'll just be part of the crowd. You'll be one of the next applicant na wala lang, na hindi mapapansin. Another thing that should be in your checklist is that you should only have one file. Hindi dapat maraming files na iba-iba sinesend sa mga companies. Mas maganda, isang file lang para pag sinend mo, lahat ng details mo nandoon na. Another thing in your checklist is that it should make the process more efficient. Ibig sabihin, mas mabilis mag-submit, mas mabilis makita ng HR, at mas mabilis kayo makontak for possible next steps na or possible job offer na. Now, another thing in my checklist is that dapat tipid ito, wala tong gastos. The tool that I will show you today, wala itong gastos. Libre po ito. At higit sa lahat, itong pinaka-importante sa lahat, this should be in your checklist. The tool should be secured. Okay? More than anything, importante talaga ang data. Pero ang data ninyo, dapat yung protectionan. And using this tool, this is the most secured resume kung tawagin. Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Let me go through the next slides na. Okay? Ito ang tinatawag na resume link. Okay? A personalized URL for anyone can open online anytime. I will use an example para makarelate kayo. If you are John Santos, ang link mo or resume link mo pwede maging johnsantos.jobs180.com. Ganun lang kasimple. At yan na po ang resume link nyo. So how do you make one? Go with me through the 3 simple steps. First step is you have to register. Absolutely, wala tong bayad. Libre po ito. How do you register? You go to the website of jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com at dun ka mag-register on the upper right side of your screen. Now, as you do that, you have to put the basic information. Okay? So, alam nyo na ano mga information yan. Hindi ko na isa-isahin. Babawasan nyo naman at alam nyo naman ano dapat ilagay. Now, as you create your account, you have to use a valid email. Okay? Now, before we go to the email, paalala ko lang, sa mga nag-isip sa inyo, paano kung hindi ako si John Santos, ano gagawin kong resume link? O yan, baka nag-isip kayo eh. So, if ever lang, mayroon kang kapangalan, okay, just so happen na may ibang John Santos na nauna sa inyo, ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon doon na red na box, sasabihin niya, this name has already been taken. Huwag kayong malungkot, pag taken na, okay lang, just be creative. Pwede mo gawin, baliktarin mo. Gawin mo santosjohn.jobs180.com o kaya J Santos o kaya Santos J o kaya JS o kaya SJ. Depende kung ano gusto mo gawin. Basta importante, wala kang kapangalan. Okay? Wala kang kapareho. Now, when you do this, huwag kayong OA. Do not create yung mga ganong klaseng over creative na mga resume link because it doesn't look professional. Imagine submitting to a company with your resume link that says eljablo.jobs180.com. Hindi yan mukhang professional. Okay? Now, when you register, please use a valid email. Ito yung emphasis ko lang sa pag-create nyo ng account na dapat gamitin yung email, yung nabubuksan yung email, kagaya ng Gmail, Yahoo, or any email na nabubuksan nyo. Do not create, example lang yung mga email na kagaya ng ganito, patricia@facebook.com na email. Huwag kang gagamit ng joseph@facebook.com na email to register. In short, huwag mong gagamitin yung @facebook.com na email. Because if you use @facebook.com na email, you will no longer be able to receive notification being sent to you by the companies as well as jobs180.com. Importante po na nabubuksan nyo yung email nyo kasi kailangan mo i-verify yung account mo. Okay? It is very important that you verify your account as a proof na ikaw nag-register at pangalawa, para ikaw ay makapag-apply. If you don't do this, if you don't verify, walang mangyayari sa account nyo. Okay? So, sayang lang. So, you have to verify to finish the first step. Okay? How do you verify? Just open your email, look for the link, click mo yung verify, you're done with the first step. Okay? Tapos na yung first step. Ano yung first step? Register, wala tong bayad. Let's go to the second step. Ang second step, ang pinaka-logical sa lahat. Kailangan kumpletong detalye nyo. So how do you do that? You go back again to your account by going to the website of jobs180.com. This time, hindi mo kailangan mag-register. Ang gagawin mo, mag-log in. Pag login mo, lagay mo dito yung email nyo or resume link nyo, kayo lang may alam yan, at lalo na yung password nyo na kayo lang talaga may alam yan. So when you do that, you now go inside your account. Pag nasa loob na kayo ng account nyo, ano gagawin nyo? Mabilis na lang ito. Fill in the blanks. Okay? Now, I don't have to go through all the information here because definitely, alam mo naman pag sinabi ditong name, malamang pangalan nyo. Pag nakalagay dito address, malamang address nyo. Diba? So you put all the information ninyo dito. Okay? Lagay nyo. Then, what else do you put in here? Importante po, lagay dito lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak ng isang HR. Kagaya ng social media account nyo. Diba? Hindi lang email tsaka phone number. Bakit? Most of the time, ano nangyayari? Okay, let me tell you. Marami sa inyo nilalagay nyo phone number nyo. Pero pag tinatawagan kayo ng HR, hindi nyo sinasagot. Lalo na pag hindi mo kilala. Hala, sino kaya ito? Hindi mo sasagutin. Diba? Kasi takot kayo, baka nagsascam or whoever yung tumatawag. So ano mangyayari sa mga HR? Mag-i-email kami ngayon sa inyo. But you don't open email more often than you open your social media account. So I recommend lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak na isang HR, ilagay mo dito. Kagaya ng mga Facebook nyo or Twitter nyo para mabilis ay makapag-PM. Private message, makapag-invite for the next step. Okay? What else do you put here? You also put here your work options, yung mga work experience nyo. Pagdating po sa work options, you can see on the screen, you have 4 options na pwede nyo pagpilian. Parang switch lang yan. Yes, no switch, on, off switch. So you can choose here, example, looking for OJT, lagay mo yes, if you're looking for OJT right now. And later on, pag hindi na, turn it off. Edi lagay mo na no. Diba? So depende yan kung anong mas trip nyo or anong mas pasok dun sa hinahanap nyo right now. What the system will do is it will try to match you with companies who are also looking for the same profile with what you have. Yan yung kagandahan ng tool natin. Hindi mo kailangan mag door-to-door para mag-submit ng resume link ninyo. Okay? What else do you put here? You put here your school under education. Even later on, okay, pagka-graduate nyo, you can also put here your schools. Yung mga nag-take pa kayo ng further studies, pwede mo rin ilagay dito. Okay, so walang limit sa space yan. Pagdating pa sa seminars attended, ganun din. Kahit gano'ng karami, pwede nyo ilagay dito. Kahit magkopyahan pa kayo. Just make sure lang alam mo yung seminar na yon. Kaya baka matanong ka sa interview. Pagdating po sa certification, ganun din. Put all the certification programs that you've had, you put it here. Okay? When it comes to the achievement, do not limit your achievement only inside the school. Hindi lahat na nakikinig ngayon ay Dean's Lister. Hindi kayo lahat dito ay honor student. Diba? Ayan, nag-agree marami sa inyo. So, hindi lang po ang achievement nakabase sa academic excellence. Some of you are student leaders. So, if you're active sa school, you also put it here kung ano yung mga pinagkakaabalahan nyo. And hindi lang sa loob ng school, even outside the school. If you're active in your barangay, halimbawa, isa kang tanod, ilagay mo dyan. Diba? Yan yung mga achievement ninyo. So, you put it here. Bakit? Because what you're doing now is you're trying to market yourself more effectively to that prospective company. Okay? Now, when it comes to the skills and languages, ito yung common observation namin mga HR. Pagdating sa skills, nilalagay mo lang na skills yung mga umiikot lang sa course nyo. Hindi porkat communication arts ang course mo, com arts lang ang skills na alam mo. Hindi porkat engineering ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-engineering. Hindi porkat tourism or HRM ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang-tourism at pang-HRM. Maybe some of you are into multimedia, into photography, into videography, into something else, arts, crafts, whatever. Lahat ng yan, skills nyo yan. Remember, what you're doing here is you're marketing yourself more effectively. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, ilagay mo dito lahat ng skills na alam ninyo. Pagdating po sa languages, ganun din. Huwag mong ilimit yan sa 2 lengguwahe lang. Because I'm sure alam nyo na yung 2. Kung 2 lang talaga alam nyo, din 2 lang. Ano tong 2 to? English and Tagalog or Filipino. Okay? Now, if you know other local dialect, Bisaya, Kapampangan, Chabacano, Ilonggo, you can also put it here. If you know foreign languages, German, French, Chinese, Japanese, diba, Korean, pwede mo ilagay dyan. Okay? Walang limit sa space yan. When it comes to the references, sigurado ko yung mga references nyo, kilala nyo. Ang malaking tanong dito kayo ba'y kilala nila? Sana oo, di ba? Kasi madalas pag tumatawag kami sa mga references nyo, hindi kayo maalala. So please tell them, ginawa nyo silang reference para at least they know what to tell about you. Okay? Now, at this point, to make your life easier, kung sakali lang nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo in your Word file or maybe in your doc file, depende kung anong file nyo, PDF file, whatever file you have. Kung nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo, simple na lang. Just copy all the information inside dito. No, ilagay mo sa loob ng resume link. Just transfer them here inside the resume link para maging secured yung data nyo. Okay? Kung bakit secured, I'll tell you as we go along. Okay? So yung mga sinabi ko, I think alam nyo na yan. Alam nyo na yan. Okay? Itong mga susunod kong papakita, ito yung mga amazing na portion. Let me start with the portfolio section. Ano yung portfolio section? This is the part where you now upload evidence of your skills. Example, ano ebidensya na graduate na kayo later on? Diploma, 'di ba? Transcript. Ano pa? Toga? Hindi ebidensya yung toga. Okay? Kung ano man meron nyo, 'di ba? Certificate, diploma, 'yan, ebidensya 'yan, okay? Kung transcript of records is evidence na graduate na kayo. Ano ebidensya na wala kayong criminal record? NBA clearance, police clearance, 'di ba? Ano ebidensya na pwede ka pumunta sa ibang bansa? Passport, visa, lahat ng mga sinasabi mong mga skills mo or yung mga what you're claiming that you know, you can now support them here sa portfolio section by showing those documents. Diba? Anong ebidensya na ikaw ay healthy? Meron kang medical clearance. Anong ebidensya na pwede ka mag-drive ng sasakyan? Meron kang driver's license. Diba? So gets nyo na yung sinasabi ko. Ang point ko lang is you can now put the things here to support yung claim nyo of your skills. Now, you're starting to think, Sir, kung pare-pareho naman kaming graduate sa school namin, pare-pareho kami magkakaklase, same yung course namin, same yung school, same yung teachers, same yung curriculum, pare-pareho lang naman kami lahat, walang experience sa trabaho, how will we stand out? Ayan, di ba? Okay. Ito ngayon yung isang magandang recommendation ko sa inyo on how you now stand out. You get your smartphones. Kunin mo yung mga smartphones nyo. Kung wala, manghiram sa kaibigan. Okay, hiram mo sa kaibigan mo, i-record mo yung selfie video mo. You say something interesting about yourself. Record it in about 30 seconds to 1 minute lang. Huwag na masyadong mahaba. Ano gagawin mo? Pretend that you are being interviewed by the HR. So you answer basic questions like, tell me something about yourself. O, di ba? Ano yung mga gasgas sa tanong natin? Why should we hire you? O, di ba? Just imagine na tinanong ka ng HR at sasagutin mo na lang siya. Ang maganda lang ngayon, recorded mo. So kung di mo type yung sagot, i-delete mo. Pag type mo, you save it. Then you upload it sa YouTube or sa Vimeo. Maraming mga video channel na libre, mga video converter sa online. Hanapin mo lang. And when you're done, you put that video link doon sa portfolio section nyo. O, di ba? This time, it will definitely make you stand out because depende na to sa diskarte mo on how you're going to present yourself. Okay? So I leave it up to you on how you do that. Now, another thing for you to do, na sure akong hindi to makokopya ng classmate mo, ay yung picture mo. Diba? So you put your profile picture here. Now, when it comes to the picture, hindi kailangan sobrang formal na formal. Hindi kailangan pumunta sa studio. Huwag na kayo gumastos. Ang importante dito, tumingin kayo sa camera. Plain background. Okay? Plain background, tumingin kayo sa camera. Wear something, of course. Wear something decent. Okay? Do not upload profile pictures that look like the right side of your screen. Yung mga sample na yan, hindi po maganda example yan. Okay? So, huwag kayo maglagay ng ganun kasi mga sample na profile picture. Now, another good thing pa that will make you stand out using the resume link is your cover photo. Yes! A picture paints 1,000 words. Yan ang kasabihan na very, very applicable dito. A lot of you who are listening today, hindi kayo gifted with writing skills. Hirap kayo i-express ang inyong feelings at inyong thoughts into words. Hindi mo ma-type, hindi mo ma-sulat. Tama? Hirap tayo eh. Bakit? Hindi natural sa atin yan. Pero pagdating sa picture, kayang-kaya mo i-express yung inyong personality. Look at the examples I'm showing you. Look at the one on the left. Ano siya? Isa siyang ophthalmologist or optometrist. Sabi naman ng iba, eye expert. Di ba? Ina sa kanan, ano siya? Sabi ng iba, sir, parang IT. Sir, techie siguro kasi maraming gadget, pati stapler, gadget niya. Di ba? O sabi ng iba naman, sir, parang makalat. O depende na kung how you are going to interpret it. But now, the way I see it, itong taong to, multitasker. Okay? Another good example I'm showing you is this one. Someone from psychology, someone from neurologist, or maybe someone who knows left and right. Ganun lang kasimple. No? So, depende on how you're going to express yourself. Okay? Another good example pa, ito. Itong person na to, ang gusto niya sabihin, there's no shortcut to success. You will be able to reach your goal by taking one step at a time. O, di ba? So, I'm showing you good examples. Hindi yan member na Akit Bahay Gang. Hindi rin po yan social climber, in case that's what you're thinking. So, kung nagpakita ko ng magaganda example, I will also show you yung mga hindi magandang example para wag niyong gagayahin. Huwag kayo magpapaka-misteryoso. Okay? Make sure you put your picture there. Okay? Kasi maraming pangalan ngayon interchangeable. Ako mismo, guilty ako dyan. My name is Kim. A lot of people think babae ako. Ako rin mismo, napagkakamala ko yung mga aplikante, pinakita ko, Chris, George, Alex, Sam, O, di ba? Minsan isipin ko, Joey, lalaki. Yung pala, babae. Di ba? So you better put your picture there para at least alam ng HR who to expect. Okay? Now, when you make your resume link, dapat may laman talaga yan. Blanco. And how do you expect companies will look, or HR from companies will look at your profile if you submit to them resume links that look like this? It's like submitting a piece of a paper, bond paper, or long bond paper, short bond paper na walang laman except pangalan mo. And that's the same as this one. So hindi yan papansinin ng mga HR for sure. Okay? Sayang lang oras nyo tsaka oras ng HR. Kailangan attractive. Okay? When I say attractive or catchy, do not overdo it naman. Now, this is just in my opinion. In my opinion, I think this one is not a good example. Kasi ang dating niya parang tamad, parang happy-go-lucky, parang chill-chill lang, no? Parang ganoon na dating. So, I leave it up to you on how you be, expressing yourself na dito. Okay? So, sa mga personality nyo. Alam nyo na ano dapat nyo gawin at hindi nyo dapat gawin. So, showing a very good example is si iExpert. Tignan mo, lahat ng detalye niya, kompleto. Everything from top to bottom, kompleto lahat ng details, including yung kanyang mga portfolio section na nagpapatunay na siya ay isang licensed ophthalmologist. Pinakita niya lahat ng mga posibleng hingiin pa sa kanya ng mga HR. So bakit ko sinabi sa inyo napapabilis yung buhay dito? Hindi lang buhay nyo. Pati buhay din ng HR napapabilis. Because once you submit all this information to that company, when the HR opens your resume link and sees everything about you, dalawa lang ang pwedeng mangyari niyan. One is, nahuli mo attention, gusto kanya ngayon kausapin or schedule for the next step, like interview or possibly job offer, or hindi ka nag-fit. Yun yung second. Di ba? Para at least, ang maganda rito, hindi na pabalik-balik, hindi na siya tatawag para sabihin, hello ma'am, meron ka bang evidence na graduate ka na talaga sa school na yan? Can you send me your transcript? Di ba? Can you send me yung mga evidence or yung mga sample skills or sample work mo kasi you are in IT or in graphic design? Di ba? That's yung ibig ko sabihin. Huwag nang pabalik-balik, sayang yung oras. Okay? Time is of the essence, lalo na ngayon. So you put everything there, at least pag nakita ng HR, diretso na kagad sa pagprocess sa inyo. Okay? A lot of you are now thinking, Sir, pag gumawa ako ng resume link at nilagay ko lahat ng information ko dyan, baka naman yung mga data ko nakakalat na sa buong mundo. Baka naman yung mga information ko nakalantad na sa buong internet. The answer is, no. Kaya nga siya tinawag na the most secured resume. Okay? Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings. Follow the screen. Inside your dashboard, when you log in, you can go to your settings. Sa settings mo, to be specific, puntahan mo yung privacy settings. In your privacy settings, you choose the information that you want to show in public. Halimbawa lang you do not want to show your birthday. What do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita yung address mo. What do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita ang inyong references. What do? Turn it off. So lahat na naka-off, hindi lalabas sa public. At sino may control niyan? Kayo lang. O, di ba? Ang maganda pa rito, real-time update yan. Halimbawa, today, you decide not to show your birthday, your address, and references. And then 5 minutes later, you decide, sige, pakita ko na nga birthday ko. Turn it on. Real-time. 5 minutes later, the moment you save your settings, lahat na binigyan mo ng resume link, updated na rin sila real-time. As in real-time. Di ba? Ayos, di ba? Sige, tuloy natin. Tuloy pa natin to. So, reminders ko na lang sa mga late na dumating or kakakinig lang, when you make your resume link, make sure that your profile is interesting and attractive. Okay? Wag OA. Iba yung over naman yun. No? Wag naman ganun. So, make sure it's attractive, it's catchy. Complete all the information, especially your contact details. Kasi sayang naman lahat ng ginawa mo, nahuli mo attention, hindi ka makontak ng HR. So, better make sure nandyan yung mga contact details na updated. Okay? So, yan. So, tapos na tayo sa 2 steps. Last step na lang. Ano yung first step? Recap lang. First step is register. Wala tong bayad. Libre po yan. Second step is for you to complete the information. Yan ang pinaka-logical. And the last step now is for you to submit. So, you're now thinking, okay to paano ko gagamitin ngayon yung resume link? Bigyan kita ng iba-ibang paraan. Okay? Lahat ito practical application para makarelate kayo. Unang option, pumunta ka sa website ng jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com, and that's where you now start to look for companies. Type the companies that you're looking for. Pag may lumabas, edi good. Pag walang lumabas, edi wala. Okay, huwag din pilitin. Okay? Now, you can also see there a lot of companies, a lot of company logos that you can shop around, you can choose, learn about the company, and if you want to be part of the company, I recommend you submit your resume link kahit na hindi ka pa qualified. Let me repeat what I just said. If you want to be part of an organization, if you want to be part of that company, even if you are not yet qualified, I recommend you give your resume link to that company. Bakit? Imagine, kung ngayong hapon, ngayong araw, nagsubmit ka ng resume link sa isang kumpanya na naghahanap ng 3 years experience na aplikante. Wala ka pang 3 years experience. Okay lang. Because nabigay mo na yung resume link mo sa kanya, pagdating ng 2024, siguro naman by that time, meron ka ng 3 years experience, di ba? Kasi nag-work ka na ngayon by 2021. By 2024, may 3 years experience ka na, pwede ka na ma-qualify dun sa position in-applyan mo. And you never know. That company might just contact you later on, provided that your details are still updated. So you have to update those information real time. Ayos ba? Ayos, di ba? Wala nang pabalik-balik. Hindi mo na kailangan magbalik-balik dun sa kumpanya para sabihin, nag-apply po ko sa inyo last year. Ako po yung OJT nyo 3 months ago. Wala nang ganun. Okay? Another practical application. When you submit your resumes through email, how do you do that? Madalas, ito ginagawa natin. Mag-email tayo, sasabihin natin, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position and this is my resume. Ano gagawin nyo? I-attach mo yung Word file mo or PDF file mo. Tama? If that is how you're doing it, wag mo nang gawin yon. Wag ka na mag-attach ng anything sa email. Pampabagal lang yan, tsaka makaluma na yung style na yan. Bakit ko sinabi yon? Kasi hindi mo na kailangan talaga mag-attach ng anything. Ang gagawin mo, i-type mo na lang doon sa email mo yung resume link mo. Example, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position. And this is my resume. In this example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz, 01.jobs180.com. That's it. Submit. I look forward to your information. Thank you. Send. Every time meron kang babaguhin sa details mo, hindi mo na kailangan padalhan yung HR. Kasi kung ginagamit mo mga attachment, ang kulit niyan eh. Ang kulit, saka nakapagod. Ano gagawin mo pag nagbago ka ng phone number? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated resume. Mamaya-maya, 2 weeks later, nagpalit ka ng phone number. Ano gagawin mo? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated, most recent resume. O di ba? Every time meron kang babaguhin, padala doon sa HR. Nakakapagod yan. Hindi lang sa part nyo, kundi sa part din namin sa mga HR to keep track which one yung pinaka-updated na details. So this time, wala na kailangan. Palit-palit na lang kayo ng details nyo, update na lang sa loob ng resume link. Ayos ba? Ayos pa. Okay, tuloy pa natin to. Okay? If you want to print your resume, this is now the good news. You can now print your resume link. No matter how much information you have, the system will try to compress everything into one page. So kung gusto mo talaga mag-print ng papel at mag-submit sa mga kumpanya, walang kaso. Pumunta ka lang sa dashboard mo, hanapin mo yung print na option at mamili ka kung 1 column or 2 column version ang gusto mo i-print. What the system will do is it will try to compress everything into one page para tipid na. O, di ba? Now, usapang tipid. Ito mas tipid pa. Gusto mo mag-print ng resume pero gusto mo magtipid. Itong gawin mo. Gumawa ka ng resume link card. Ano tong resume link card? Sa isang pirasong long bond or short bond paper, mag-design ka ng maraming resume link card. No? Maliliit lang, parang business card na dating. In one piece of paper, I think you can make 10, 20 sets of cards. Depende sa size ng papel mo. At ang importante lang ilagay mo dyan sa resume link card mo ay syempre ang inyong resume link. Diba? So, hindi mo na kailangan ilagay lahat ng details mo sa resume sa loob ng maliit na papel. Lagay mo lang resume link mo. And that is what you now give to the companies when you start applying. Look at the picture I'm showing you. Diba? Tipid. Hindi lang tipid. Secured pa. Tingnan nyo. If you submit yung big paper resume nyo, long bond paper, sinubmit mo sa isang kumpanya, nag-apply ka. For some reason, nilipad ng hangin. Yung nakapulot ng papel na yan, alam na buong detalye mo because everything is in that one-page printout. Now, if you lose that small piece of paper, don't worry. Meron kang peace of mind. Bakit? Yung mga kapulot niyan, limited sa privacy settings mo because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings kahit na i-type niya yan sa browser. Okay? So, ang recommend ko rin sa mga nakikinig, use the gadget. Take advantage of the technology. Use your gadget, your laptop, your cellphone, your tablet, kung ano man. Okay? Para ngayon kasi, with this day and age, technology na ang gamitin natin. Kung mano-mano pa rin kayo, wala kayong gadget, okay lang, wag kayong malungkot. You can still submit to the companies by just simply writing the resume link on a piece of paper. As simple as that. Okay? So again, sa mga nagtatanong, ano yung mga guidelines ko para makagawa ako ng job-winning resume? Ito yung guideline ko. Ito yung checklist ko. Are you using the right tool? That's the ultimate question. There are so many tools right now, but these are the things that you should consider when you make your resume. And that is the resume link. It already addresses the following. Number one, security ng information mo. I hope by this time, you have peace of mind. Ito na ang pinaka-secured na information because you have the ultimate control over your privacy setting. Pangalawa, the speed of hire becomes faster. It becomes more efficient because whatever you need, whatever the HR needs, you can already put it inside the resume link. Another thing is that it's flexible. If you want to print, just in case lang gusto mo talaga mag-print ng resume nyo, you have the option to print it. And you don't have to worry about saan ko sinave yung file na yan, saan ko tinago, wala nang ganon. Just log into your account and print. Mamili ka lang kung 1 column or 2 column version. At higit sa lahat, wala po itong bayad. Tipid po ito. Walang bayad. Okay? Ang kailangan mo lang, of course, internet. Sa mga nag-iisip sa inyo, sir, kailangan ko ng pan-data, pwede ka naman makakonect sa internet na walang data eh. Punta ka sa libreng wifi. Di ba? Baka yung kapitbahay nyo may libreng wifi, o makagamit ka muna. Later on, pag may trabaho ka na, may sweldo na, bayaran mo yung wifi niya. O, di ba? Bawi-bawi lang yan. No? Give and take. And there are a lot more benefits to just what I've mentioned. Marami pang iba. You can share your resume link to whatever platform you want to share it to. Gusto mo i-text? Gusto mo siya i-private message? Gusto mo i-send via Viber? Kayo bahala. Pwede mo i-share. Basta kayo may control. Ganun lang kasimple. No? Kung hindi mo ito binigay sa kahit kanino, hindi malalaman to nung taong yon. And you don't have to save it to whatever USBs or hard drive. No need na. Wala rin tong mga tipong version na kailangan pang compatible. Walang ganun. Lahat ito compatible. Pwede lahat. Okay? So, shout out na lang ako. Shout out to all our school partners. By the grace of God, right now we have about 400 plus colleges and university partners nationwide, including your alma mater. So, thank you. We're very thankful for this opportunity that we're able to do this kahit tayo nasa loob ng bahay, kahit kayo ay nasa loob ng bahay. So, hindi tayo physically nagpe-present, pero nakakatulong pa rin tayo, especially if you have friends or relatives whom you think would need this tool. Please share this to them. Okay? Sa mga nagtatanong naman ng mga frequently asked questions, sasagutin ko na. Ito kasi yung mga common questions na kadalasan tinatanong sa akin. Ang tanong, can I give my resume link to companies who do not know about jobs180.com? The answer is absolutely yes. It depends kung sino ang bibigyan mo. Ikaw may ultimate control niyan. Okay? Pangalawang question, is this the same as other job platform like LinkedIn, JobStreet, iba pang mga job site? The answer is no. Meron tong dalawang major difference. Yes. Lalo na pagdating sa security. Okay. Of course, explain lang ako Okay. With respect to the other sites that I've mentioned, let me just use JobStreet as an example para lang mas makarelate, no? Para makarelate. You can only use JobStreet resume if you're applying to companies who are also using JobStreet. If you're applying to a company who is not using JobStreet, you cannot use your JobStreet resume anymore. With your resume link, you can use this to any type of company, any platform, wherever they are. Kahit sa loob ng Pilipinas or sa labas ng Pilipinas, pwede mong applyan. Kahit hindi niya alam ang Jobs 180, basta alam niya ang resume link mo, pwede niya mabuksan ang profile at makita according to your settings. That's the first difference. Pangalawang difference, kung nabigay mo na, kung na-submit mo na ang JobStreet resume mo sa isang company, wala ka nang pwedeng baguhin. Lahat ng data mo nandun na yan sa HR. Yes. Hindi na magbabago yan real time. With your resume link, na-submit mo today, mali pala number mo, na-submit mo today, mali pala yung spelling mo, you can always edit it. Enter, save it. Real-time update. Lahat ng binigyan mo ng resume link, updated real-time. Ayos? Okay, tuloy tayo sa number 3 question. Number 3 question is the easiest question. Ang tanong dito is, can I keep my information secured? I hope by this time, na-convince ko na kayo na ito na ang pinaka-secured na platform. Okay? That's the reason why I'm sharing this to you. Okay? Number 4, I think this is the most important question. How often should you update your resume link? Ang sagot dito, hindi araw-araw, hindi linggo-linggo, hindi buwan-buwan, hindi taon-taon. Ang sagot dito ay every time. Every time na meron kayong babaguhin, lalo na ang contact details nyo. Yan ang importante. You have to update your contact details every time na meron kayong papalitan doon. Kasi yan yung paraan para makontak kayo ng mga companies. And the last question is just a trivia. Why is this called jobs180.com? This is called jobs180.com because we want to turn your life around. Yan, di ba? 180 degrees. Hindi siya 360. Kasi kung 360, bumalik ka lang kung saan ka galing. Di balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang. Di wala nangyari. Di ba? So you have to do it 180 degrees. It's a straight line towards your career goal. Okay? Just in case may tanong pa kayo, nahiya magtanong, pumunta lang kayo sa website namin, sa jobs180.com, or email us, email me, here sa info@jobs180.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, para makakuha kayo ng mga latest trends in recruitment. Okay? Again, my name is Kim Chu Wa. Don't forget yung Wa. Okay? Baka Kim Chu lang maalala nyo. Na nagsasabing, be safe at isang magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Thank you.
Alright. So thank you for that, Sir Kim. Ayan. So sir, let's give the audience the chance to ask their question. So again, guys, each person who will ask a question will get 100 peso load courtesy of the Alumni and Placement Office. Ayan.
Sayang din yung load. Magtatanong ka lang, may load ka na.
Ayan. So sir,
Ayos.
habang nag-aantay tayo ng question nila, meron na akong pinipare na question sa'yo. So
Okay.
sir, why is it important to finish or complete their resume links? So bakit nila to kailangan sa June 15?
Oh, they need to complete this so that when they apply to companies, mas mabilis sila ma-process ng mga kumpanya. Now that you mentioned about June 15, let us remind everyone who's listening na meron po tayong gagawin pala, virtual career fair on June 15. That's 9 a.m. ng umaga. Let me share my screen lang para mapakita ko yung screenshot nitong Teka, papakita ko lang. Teka, para makita nila. Dali, let me show this. Let me see. Ayan. Teka lang. Can the tech team share my screen? Can you see it, Ma'am Shari?
Yes, up na.
Oo, yan. So, papaalala ko lang sa lahat na nakikinig, ito po yung link na pupuntahan ninyo, schools.jobs180.com/UST Legazpi. Diretso lang yan, no space in between. When you go to this link, what to expect, number one, you'll be seeing companies here. These are a lot of companies that you will see here are your industry partners, yung mga partner na po ng UST Legazpi. Now, another thing that you will find here right now is meron pong pop-up na message. Ito po yung sinasabi kong pop-up na message. Ayan, natanggal ko, ipa-pop up ko ulit. Ayan, pop-up. Ayan. So, itong pop-up na message na yan, napakasimple lang po ng instruction. It says here that you're invited on June 15, 9 a.m. in the morning for the Virtual Career Fair live event po yan, dyan po sa UST Legazpi. So this is a virtual thing, so you don't need to go physically. Ang maganda is we're able to invite companies to meet and greet, and not just meet and greet, but also to have the chance to be intimate with you, no, to do an interview session. Kadalasan nangyayari dito, ang paghandaan nyo, maghanda kayo ng questions, tanungin nyo yung mga kumpanya, kayo mag-interview, get to know them. Now, to answer yung question ni Ma'am Shari kanina, what to prepare, bakit importante kompleto yung resume link? Una sa lahat, for you to be able to join this Virtual Career Fair live is that you have to have a resume link. So yan ang first step. Kaya kung makita nyo dito, napakalaki, nakalagay na po. Ang first step is you create your Jobs180 account to join. Now, kung sakali lang, meron ka ng Jobs180 account, hindi mo na kailangan mag-create ulit. Ang gagawin mo, mag-login ka na lang sa account mo, tapos doon, makita nyo may message na nakalagay, invitation, tapos click join. You have to click the join icon, the join button, para ma-receive nyo po yung mga details ng event natin. Kasi doon ipapadala yung link kung saan tayo pupunta on June 15 sa 9 o'clock na umaga. So doon, you'll be getting the reminders. So kung wala pa kayong Jobs180 account, then you create one, then you'll be getting the same thing. No? So paalala ko lang, please make sure kumpleto na ang information nyo sa resume link so that the process becomes more efficient. It becomes faster when the companies will be processing you, when they'll be screening you. Okay? Ayan po. There. I hope na-answer ko yung tanong, Ma'am Shari.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right. Guys, we have another announcement from Miss from Miss Elisa. So if you are watching right now, please don't forget to comment your name, course, and year level. Yeah. So again, going once, if you have questions for Sir Kim, now is the time to ask it. So kung wala na kayong tanong, meron pa tayong apat na speaker na pwedeng may slots pa din yon para makapagtanong kayo. Yan.
Sayang ang 100 peso load. 'Di ba? Kung ayaw nyo, bigay nyo sa amin ni Shari. Tanong lang kayo ng any questions. Ganun lang bang gagawin? Yan bang mechanics? Yung pagkaalam ko eh. Just ask any
Oo.
question.
Yes, sir. Ask lang ng question. That's 100 peso per per sender. Ayan, parang
Imagine.
parang,
Oo nga.
ayan.
Hindi na
So,
napupulot ang 100 ngayon. So,
Pwede
ayun
pang
na, guys.
data.
Yep, pang data na. So remind ko lang ulit habang nag-isip sila ng question nila, nag-isip pa sila kung paano ita-type yung question nila. Remind ko lang ulit, guys, share this to your friends sa darating na linggo sa June 15. Okay, do not forget 9 a.m. po. Please join the virtual career fair live para sa UST Legazpi. Okay? Buhati ng bangko, mga Tomasians, buhati ng bangko at ipagmalaki, 'di ba? Pag-apply sa mga companies pagdating po sa ating virtual career fair. There.
Alright. Okay. So, Sir Kim, I think we're good to go.
Wala talaga may gusto ng 100 load. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Alright. Thank you, Sir Kim, for
Be
joining us po.
safe.
Thank you, sir. Alright.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, sir. So next up to be discussing virtual interviews. So this will be presented by Ms. Shanna Marie Filomeno, HR Talent Acquisition Associate from Innodata. So she has more than 3 years of experience doing end-to-end recruitment with Innodata, which listed as a knowledge processing outsourcing company in the Philippines. Innodata is one of the pioneers of work from home arrangement with flexible schedule and highly promotes work-life balance. Yeah. So Miss Shanna, if you're here, please join us po. Hi ma'am, good
Hello.
afternoon. Welcome back.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome
Hi
back to me.
ma'am. Ayan. Ma'am, can we try sharing your screen po?
Okay, sige, wait lang.
Is it up ma'am?
Yes, can you check if
Yes,
okay
ma'am.
na?
It's loading. Okay na po, naka-full screen na siya, ma'am. So, ma'am,
Ayan.
same drill po tayo. You have 20 minutes. I'll be back for the Q&A. Thank you, Miss Shanna.
Okay, thank you then. Okay. Sige, so I know that Shari already introduced me, but I would like to introduce again myself. So I am Shanna Marie Filomeno. So I am working as a talent acquisition lead associate in Innodata for almost I think 5 years now. So yun, I've been in the industry doing a lot of talks with different schools. So it's very nice to be here again with Jobs and 180 and then to greet our Tomasians from Legazpi. So yeah. So what I will be discussing now is about the virtual interview. So what will be or what you need to prepare in acing virtual interviews during the new normal. Okay? So before anything else, I would like to state my agenda for today. So I will be discussing the FAQs after graduation. So job hunting in the new normal. Things you need to prepare for job interviews. Most commonly asked questions during interview. Okay. So so before anything else, I know may mga Tomasians tayo dito na graduating students and then may mga nakagraduate na, so I would like to greet you. Congratulations, advance congratulations for those graduating students. I know it's not a very easy journey for you, to all of us, to graduate. So I would like to congratulate you. But of course, after graduation, so the question will be, what's next? So ano na bang gagawin ko after graduation? So ano-ano ba yung mga kailangan kong i-prepare? So ano ba yung mga things to ano yung mga dapat mong isalang-alang when you graduated after college? And then the frequently asked questions after graduation are, first is, how did I manage to graduate? So most of the students or most of the people who just graduated. So parang napapaisip sila, paano ba ako nakagraduate? Kasi 4 years of struggles, of course, everything is not easy. So talaga mapapatanong tayo sa sarili natin kung how did we manage to graduate. So, and then should I get a job right away or bump for a few months? So, a lot of people or a lot of fresh graduates, they are thinking if they should be looking for a job right away, right after graduation, or some of them are just thinking if pwede bang magpahinga muna ako after 4 years of studying, like not only 4 years, but of course from elementary to college. So, yung iniisip nila na kailangan ko pa muna bang magpahinga before magland or before makapagtrabaho. So, hindi naman siya iba because a lot of people or a lot of fresh graduates are still doing that. They're still thinking of what path should they take. So, and then, will I get the job I like? Then, will I be successful in the future? So, how long will I be how long will I be successful in the future? Gaano katagal? So, ano-ano ba yung journey na kailangan ko pagdaanan para masabi ko sa sarili na I am successful already. Then what are the things I need to prepare for me to get a job? So, yeah. So, the new normal, so since last year, since pandemic, so a lot of companies are offering work from home. So, a lot of companies, they let their employees to work from home. So, this is very beneficial to all of us because it less the risk of getting COVID, of course, and because we don't need to go out back and forth from the office to our house. And then, of course, it is very beneficial to the working moms or to the parents na may mga kids sa bahay. Because sobrang mahirap na, of course, na magkaroon ng COVID sa panahon ngayon. So, it is very important to us now na we have a privilege of working from home. So, a lot of companies now are working from home. So, job hunting in the new normal. So, the first one is you need to maximize the use of job portals. So, for example, what we have here is the Jobs 180. So, a lot of fresh graduates or a lot of the students now are very familiar with Jobs 180. So, what I think is as a recruiter is a great platform if we want to look for a job or to at least to have an idea ano-ano na ba yung mga work na pwede kong applyan before I graduate. And then, of course, JobStreet and then LinkedIn, some of the fresh grads or some of the job hunters are still using JobStreet and LinkedIn. Sending application through social media, so like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So a lot of recruiters now are using social media platforms to gain applicants. Because Facebook now, they have a platform or they have a features now na para dun sa mga recruiters and then for those job hunters na kapag babad sila masyado sa Facebook and they want to apply a job, so very beneficial or very accessible na sa kanila yon. So some of them, there are a lot of Facebook groups now for a specific post that if na you want to apply. So very beneficial si social media lalo na ngayon pandemic at lalong nasa bahay lang tayo. So joining virtual training and talk. So of course, just like this, just like what we are having right now. So I highly suggest that we should join a lot of trainings and talks, especially now that this is done virtually. So madami na nag-offer ng mga virtual career talks, virtual training. So I highly suggest to those graduating students or to those job hunters na mag-join because it will let us gain more knowledge or information or tips para if ever na mag-apply na tayo, we are ready. Online assessments. So there are a lot of platforms online that we can use or the recruiter use for you to undergo to undergo exams. So there are a lot of platforms na they can test your skills or your knowledge for a specific job that you are applying. Then virtual interview instead of face-to-face. So since hindi nga tayo makalabas ng bahay or very limited lang yung ways natin to go out, and then of course we want to less the risk or we don't want to risk ourselves to have a COVID. So virtual interview is very relevant nowadays. So yeah, so pwede din siya instead of face-to-face. So, virtual job offer and contract signing. So, kung mapapansin nyo, all of the things that I mentioned is done virtually. So, online na siya ginagawa. So, which is very important, di ba? So, things you need to prepare for virtual interview. But first, we need to define the virtual interview. So, this is kind of interview that takes place remotely, sometimes over the phone, but often using technology like video conferencing and other online communication platforms. So, this is often conducted much the same way as face-to-face interviews. And then, virtual communication requires special consideration and adjustment due to the limited ability to read body language and facial expression. So as we all know, interview is very relevant in assessing the candidates or the applicants. But since we cannot do the face-to-face interview, so we opted or the option is to have a virtual interview. So of course, virtual interview uh, is mas nakaka-save tayo ng time. It's saving time, it save our time with of course as the applicant, and then of course as the a recruiter, so mas madami si recruiter, mas madami siyang time to assess a lot of candidates, and then of course si applicants, so hindi niya na kailangan lumabas, and then the applicant just need to set up a machine or laptop or computer para magkaroon ng or mag-undergo ng virtual interview. So, things you need to prepare for virtual interview is first is test your technology beforehand. So, what are those? It's the camera and microphone, internet connection. It plays a very big role nowadays. So, lahat ng work natin ngayon is nakarely sa internet connection. Then, downloading necessary software that you will be using for interview. So, ano-ano ba yung mga softwares na or ano ba yung ni-require sa inyo ni recruiter na gamitin kapag during interview. Then, of course, 15 minutes before the interview, check all the things above for smooth virtual interview. Kahit sabihin natin na check mo na siya kasi hindi natin hawak, of course, hindi natin masisigurado na everything will go smoothly. So, at least dapat 15 minutes before the interview, na check mo na siya kung gumagana ba lahat. But of course, we need to be early, of course, just like having a face-to-face interview. So, punctuality or being punctual is important. So, it will leave a good impression from the recruiter. So, ano-ano ba yan? Katulad yan, Zoom yung pinaka alam kong ginagamit ngayon. Teams, so Google Meet, I think ginagamit din siya. Even Facebook Messenger are used for virtual interview. So, there are a lot of ways. So, to have a virtual interview. So, you need to check on that. So, second one is to wear professional attire. So, of course, kahit nasa bahay lang tayo, so we need to be presentable. So, we need to have or we need to leave a good impression to the recruiters, of course. So, at least as much as possible, be presentable, wear professional attire like collared shirts, or polo, if you have polo, so you can wear that. So, something na may manga, so you can wear that during your virtual interview. So, yan. Katulad yan. So, yan. Don't wear tank tops or anything sleeveless. Because, of course, impression is very important pa din when we are applying for a job. So, it's a big no-no to the recruiters. Wearing sleeveless shirts, or yan, gym clothes, yan. So, there. So, the third one is prepare in advance. So, of course, the recruiter will inform you ahead of time if you are having a virtual interview. So, when the recruiter told you that you will be having a virtual interview, you need to prepare. Of course, plan your answer per commonly asked interview questions. So there are a lot of sample questions in the internet. You just need to browse it and then choose kung ano yung tingin mong itatanong sa'yo during the interview. So prepare for situational questions. So ito sobrang relevant din ito because a lot of recruiters tend to ask situational questions, especially if this is relevant to the position that you are applying. So you should be ready for that. Then research the company. So, of course, nung nag-apply ka, you saw the company name. And then, what you need to do is to go to Google, research for their company. You should know what business they are in, or ano ba yung aim ng company. So, about saan ba yung company. So, you need to research the company, because, of course, the recruiter will ask you if you have an idea. So, it will give you plus points if you know, or if you have a background with the company. So, it will give impressions na you prepare for the interview, and then you are really interested to land a job on that specific company. Prepare relevant examples of your achievements and experiences. So, let's say if you are a fresh graduate, think of achievements or na experience mo during college, while studying, na you think it will be relevant. So, let's say if you are applying for a technical editor or a writer, so let's say during your college years you write for a newspaper. So you can at least tell that to the recruiter. So you can tell your experience about writing in a paper during your college days, so that the recruiter will have an idea na at least you have the experience in doing the job. Okay? So the fourth one is limit distractions. So choose a room that is clean and professional looking. So just like what you are wearing, so of course yung background or your place na kung saan kayo interviewin, it should be professional, it should be clean. So kasi syempre pakikita ng mga interviewers natin kung maraming nangyayari sa likod, or maraming kung hindi neat tignan yung background mo, of course, it's very important. So try to place your computer on a table instead of your lap or couch. So parang hindi shaky yung camera mo, or hindi siya shaky tignan during interview, kasi syempre nakaka-distract din siya dun sa part ng recruiter. So if you want, you can place it on a sa table, ganyan. So sa tingin mo naman na magiging steady yung unit mo. Tell people you are sharing space with to be quiet, and your area will be off limit during your interview time. So let's say you are living on a small space, and then there are some people na you are sharing a space with. So at least let them know na around this time I will be having a virtual interview. So para at least hindi ka ma-distract kapag marami nagsasalita, and then at least para makapag-concentrate ka sa mga itatanong sa'yo ng recruiter. So at least if you have a room, if you have, let's say, room, so tell to your family o kasi yung kasama mo na bawal mo na pumasok during the time of your interview, para at least you can focus. Okay? And then the next one is use professional body language. So first is avoid unnecessary movements. So kung medyo galaw ka ng galaw, so if you stay still, steady lang, so para hindi din na-distract. So it relates naman, or may connection siya dun sa distractions. So sit up straight and ensure your camera is placed so your face is in the middle of your screen. Show enthusiasm like smiling and giving confident with eye contact. So, of course, kahit virtual interview, yun pa din yung mga chine-check ni recruiter. So, let's say, of course, you need to give a good reaction. So, at least, makipag-eye contact ka dun sa recruiter mo, just like doing a face-to-face interview. Okay? So, syempre, importante sa atin as an applicant to give a good impression. Diba? So, build rapport. So, when you're communicating virtually, it's still necessary to find ways to establish rapport. You can do this by being prepared to talk about a common interest, asking how your interviewer's experience has been with virtual interviews, or by finding some other neutral topic with which to learn more about your interviewer. So, very important to, yung rapport, ito yung laging sinasabi namin, na at least show connection to the interviewer or to those people na who you will meet or will talk to. So it's very important, of course, during virtual interview. So for next one is be authentic. So actually, lagi namin sinasabi na sa mga fresh grad, or kahit sa amin mga recruiters na nakikita namin kung sino yung eager or passionate to apply with a specific post. So, hindi nakikita namin talaga kung authentic yung isang applicant, kung prepare ba siya. So, it's still very important. So, when you are interviewing virtually, you have the rare opportunity to speak in a relaxing, familiar environment and show the interviewer who you are and why you're the best person for the job. So recruiters will look for how you express yourself to understand whether you are a good fit for the company. Use tools like your body language, facial expressions, and interview preparations to convey your confidence and personality as it relates to the position. So if you do the things that I mentioned earlier, so of course, the recruiter will see how passionate you are to apply or how interested you are for the company. So it's important that you are genuine enough to join the company. So follow up. So you can ask, so let's say what will be the next process after this interview. So you can ask that. It's still important. So when will I know the result of my application? What is the culture of the company? So that is the example questions that you can ask after the interview. So it will give an impression to the recruiters na at least na may interest ka or at least talagang gusto mong makapasok doon sa company. So tsaka very important din sa aming mga recruiters if the applicants is asking for a follow-up or asking about their application. Because recruiters tend to process a lot of applicants. So minsan nakakalimutan na ng recruiter yung mga na-interview nila. So if you follow up, if you send email to them, so yun, maaalala ka ni recruiter and then mababalikan ka niya or mabibigyan ka niya ng update sa naging application mo. So it's good practice to send follow-up email within 24 hours of an interview. Thanking the interviewer for their time and letting them know you're available if they have any additional questions. So this is the most commonly asked questions during interview. So the first one is, ito, lagi natin itong naririnig at lagi din natin ito nakikita sa internet. So tell me about yourself. So you can start it by discussing your current situation. So if you have experiences or you can tell them your hobbies or let's say kung may work experience ka na, you can tell them about your work experience and then relate it to the job that you are applying. Okay? So, for example, let's start by discussing your current situation, then work backwards by hitting key points along your professional journey, and then connect your background, interests, and qualification back to the job. Okay? And then the next one is, how would you describe yourself? This is also one of the most commonly asked questions during interview. So, of course, you need to be positive. So, just tell them. So, of course, parang this is the time that you sell or not literally sell, but at least this is the time that you can show or tell to the recruiter about your good qualities or your good skills. So make sure to align your qualities and characteristics with the skills they believe are required to succeed in the role. So, for example, is I am passionate about my work. So I am a people person. I'm a natural leader. So I am highly organized. So as you can see, puro positive. So of course, you need to at least tell all of the positive things about yourself when you are applying. Why do you want to work here? So this is also a question from a recruiter. So interviewers often ask this question to determine whether you or not you took the time to research the company and think critically about whether you're a good fit. So just like what I mentioned earlier, that researching about the company is very important. So the best way to prepare for this question is to do your homework and learn about the products, services, mission, history, and culture of this workplace. So in your answer, mention the aspects of the company that appeals to you and align with your values and career goals. So let's say you are applying for a customer service position. So you do the research about the company. So, let's say, tell them kung ano yung tingin mong mga good points ng company na gusto mong ma-experience. That's why you are applying to them. So, yun, let's say the feedback from that company when it comes to customer service or about their service is very good. So, let them know na because of that, you're interested to work with them. Okay? And then next one is what are your greatest strength and weaknesses? So for your strength, so of course you need to share your most relevant technical and soft skills, just like giving a positive description about yourself. So of course, so as your strength, share your most relevant or if you think na talagang strength mo when it comes to a specific task. So you share your one to a few positive qualities and personal attributes and then back them up with examples. So relate them back to a role for which you are applying. So when it comes to weaknesses, so when answered correctly, sharing your weaknesses shows that you are self-aware with an interesting in continued growth and learning traits that are extremely attractive to many employers. So hindi naman siya pag sinabing weakness is talagang negative. So let's say when you tell them about your weakness, so let them know that you want to also to have a growth or to improve that weakness and then make it to your strength. Make it to be your strength. Okay? Okay. So, and then the next one is what are your goals for the future? So, hiring manager often asks your future goals to determine whether or not you're looking to stay with the company long term. So, additionally, this question is used to gauge your ambition, expectation for your career, and ability to plan ahead. So, the best way to handle this question is to examine your current career trajectory and how this role helps you reach your long-term goals. So, of course, si recruiter, so yung mga hinahanap nilang tao, is tinitignan din nila kung magtatagal ba to sa company nila. Okay? So, that's why asking this question is very important. So, chine-check din ni recruiter, let's say kung ang ang goal mo is, let's say, to have a master's degree or to take a master's degree. So, it is not bad. So, hindi naman masama na magkaroon or mag-take ng master's degree. But of course, iisipin ni recruiter na kapag magma-master's degree ka na or magsuschool ka na ulit, so there are circumstances or the situation will be you need to leave your job. Here, of course. So they need to check the tenure or yung kung magsistay ka ba for a long term for a specific company. So that's why they are asking that. So, the next one is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? So, ito minsan, madalas din talagang itanong sa atin. So, understanding how you imagine your life in the future can help employers understand whether the trajectory of the role and company fits in with your personal development goals. So, that just like asking what will be your goals. So, let's say for 5 years, tinanong ka ng recruiter, tinitingnan ng recruiter kung sa 5-year plan mo na ba yun is nasa company ka pa din. Diba? So, that's why they are asking that. And then, the next one is, why should we hire you? So, employers might ask this question to learn a few different things about you. So, first is they want to know what differentiates you from other candidates they might be interviewing. So, sa dami-dami ng ini-interview nila, so they need to check kung ano ba, kung saan part ka or kung anong skills ka na iiba kaysa doon sa iba nilang ini-interview. So, what would they gain by hiring you specifically over other interviewees? So, they might also ask this question to see how you handle difficult situation because this question has the potential to stump the candidate. So, parang make it or break it. It can be challenging to explain why you're the best person for a job in a humble, thoughtful way. So just like what I mentioned earlier in describing yourself. So this is also the time wherein you can showcase yourself na you think na stating what will be the skills that they will gain or ano yung makukuha ni company kapag hinire ka nila. And then telling them that the things or the skills that you have na tingin mo is lamang ka sa ibang ini-interview. So So this is very important. So of course, it should be it should be in a humble way, and then not in a way na magiging parang mayabang pakinggan. Okay? And then, so yan. So actually, I think nasa medyo last na akong slides ko. So since I already discussed to you the things that or the tips that I think that can help you when you are still or when you are applying for a job. So if ever, congratulations on your first job. Okay? And then, where can you reach us? So we in InnoData, you can reach us through Jobs 180. So you can browse our hirings, and then it's jobs180.com/InnoData. So we are very active with Jobs 180. We post a lot of hirings that can that will interest you if you want to work with us. Actually, the company is offering work from home arrangement. So since you are from Legazpi, so I would like to at least highlight that we have an office in Legazpi, which is the InnoData Knowledge Services Inc. So if you want to apply, you can reach us on our Facebook page also. So for Mandaue office in Cebu, so it's InnoData HR Rec Recruitment Mandaue. And then if you are interested to apply in Manila or in Metro Manila, Ibar Extracting Company Inc. Careers. And if you want to apply in Legazpi, Albay, or sa office namin sa Legazpi, it's InnoData Legazpi. You can search that on Facebook. So you can email us at hr-manila@innodata.com, and then you can personally email me at smadlangbayan@innodata.com. So I hope everyone gain knowledge about my discussion, and I hope to see everyone or to see employees from UST Legazpi. So I hope to work with you soon. Okay? Thank you very much.
Ayan. So, thank you po, Ms. Shena. Ayan. So, guys, again, the floor is now open for questions. So, again, yung prize natin for each question, meron tayo dyan. Okay? So, ma'am, I prepared a couple of questions po para habang nag-aantay tayo na magtanong sila, pwede na po kitang tanongin. So, first question, ma'am. Ma'am, you mentioned a while ago yung mga tips po, ganyan yung mga kailangan nilang i-prepare. In your experience po as an HR, ano po yung mga common mistakes na nagagawa or either consciously or unconsciously ng mga applicants para pwede na po nilang iwasan yon sa mga mag-a-apply in the future? Yeah.
Okay. So usually kasi during this pandemic, so masyadong napapansin namin na masyadong nagiging laid back yung mga job hunters because it is done virtually. So it is very important that we should be exerting same effort like applying na face to face yung talagang napunta sa opisina. Kasi of course kahit virtually siya, so the impression is still very important kahit naman na hindi kayo nakikita face to face. So it should be at least the effort should be there. So yung mga fresh grad dapat at least be mindful but then we are giving our best ability to accommodate lahat ng applicants.
Ayan. So, ma'am, totoo, relate ako, no? So, yun, please don't, tawag yung keep your guard. Don't let your guard down, yan. Kasi yung iba, sobrang nagiging casual, so hindi na nag-dress up, hindi nag-effort, so yun.
Yes.
Reminder lang from Michelle na kailangan ma-effort pa din. Kahit online application siya, kailangan ma-effort pa din. Alright?
Yes, totoo.
So, next question, ma'am. Ma'am, tanong ko lang po yung mga positions na available sa InnoData or IBAR na Legazpi office.
Okay. So, for the hiring, actually, we are not that limited lang naman sa Legazpi. So, we are hiring around the Philippines kasi since the Legazpi office are also 100% work from home, same here in the office in Manila. So, kahit sa Mandaue, may mga naka-work from home, so it's not very limited. Pero for those students that is watching right now, if you are into allied health courses like biology, let's say chemistry. So yan, marami kaming hirings regarding sa mga related sa mga courses nila. Kahit anong course tinatanggap namin. So by the way, we are also offering not just full-time but also freelancers and part-timers. So pwedeng-pwede silang mag-apply sa amin.
Alright, so thank you for that, Ms. Shanna. So again, guys, if you are interested, the link for InnoData is on the screen. So it's jobs180.com/InnoData. So that's where you find the positions, and that's where you see vacancies for InnoData. So thank you, Ms. Shanna. Have a great day
Yes.
po.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Alright. Okay, so we have a question here from Tinay. Ayan. Paano po if nakalimutan yung password ng email na nilink sa Jobs 180? Do we need to make a new password po? So, Miss Tinay, if you forgot po yung password natin, pero naalala nyo pa yung email, ayan. So, pwede po kayong mag-forgot password. So, paano po yung forgot password? Kung naalala nyo pa po yung email nyo, punta lang po kayo dun sa Jobs 180 site. Pag nag-login kayo, type nyo po yung email address na ginamit nyo, tapos click forgot password. Pag hindi pa rin po na-resolve yung error, pwede na po kayong mag-send ng email sa customer service po namin. Alright? Yung email po namin ay info@jobs180.com. So kung meron po kayong technical difficulties, hindi nyo pa rin po ma-access yung account nyo, pwede na po kayo magpatulong sa kanila. Alright? Miss Tinay would also like to get your complete name, course, and your level. So type nyo lang po sa comment section para ma-reach out po kayo ni Miss Honey sa alumni and placement. Para po makuha nyo po yung 100 peso nyo na load. Ayan. So, Miss Tinay, congratulations. Ikaw ang ating unang winner ng hapon na ito. Alright. So, next up, ayan. So, guys, I'd like you to pay attention no in this virtual ano pa lang po tayo? Labor education. Hang on. Let me see my checklist. So, mali pala ako. Tama. So, we are up for our next topic. The topic is labor education for graduating students. Tama ba? Yes, tama, Lex. Okay. So, tama, Lex. Ayan. So, our next speaker from Dole is Miss Eileen Crisologo. Sorry. Miss Mary Jane Abariento, Secretario. Ayan. So, from the Labor Education for Graduating Students. So, she is the Labor Employment Officer 3. She graduated with Bachelor's of Secondary Education major in Biology and is a licensed teacher. Currently, she is taking her master's degree in public administration in Bicol University Graduate School. So she got these awards: Praise Awards 2020 Best SEADO Implementer, Praise Awards 2019 Best SEADO Implementer, Praise Awards 2017 Best Program Implementer in Employment, 2016 Nominee Outstanding Employment Focal, 2016 Nominee Outstanding LIO Designate, and 2016 Member of Post-Disaster Needs Assessment, Office of the Civil Defense, and 2014 Gantimpala Agad Award. Ayan. So to welcome our next speaker from Department of Labor and Employment, Ms. Mary Jane Abariento, Secretary. Good afternoon, Ms. Mary Jane.
Good
afternoon, ma'am. Hi, ma'am. Ayan. Thank you for gracing us this afternoon for the event, ma'am. Ma'am, can we try sharing your screen po?
Yes.
Loading lang yan, ma'am.
Mm-mm.
Tapos, ma'am, I hear another device, mute lang ma'am nung second device nyo if it's a phone or kasi nag-echo po siya sa screen.
Actually, wala ako naka-open na phone.
Wala ma'am.
Oo.
Sige ma'am, I'll check with it with tech po. Baka sa device ko lang po. Okay na ma'am.
So, wala pang nag-a-appear. Ulitin ko yung caption.
Sige ma'am. Share po, tapos share entire.
Hindi ko pa kasi siya makita.
Ayan ma'am. Pa-click lang ako ma'am ng window ng PowerPoint presentation ninyo. Ang nakikita ko ngayon yan. Ayan ma'am. Pabalik lang doon ma'am. Sa PowerPoint, ano po? PowerPoint slides. Not that. Hindi yan ma'am. Okay lang yan ma'am. Technical glitches is part of live events.
True. Hindi kasi lumalabas yung PowerPoint.
Pag kinlik niyo ma'am yung PowerPoint na icon sa baba. Kasi ma'am, I'm sure what you're seeing right now is just your screen. Hindi siya ma'am. Ano po nakikita niyo sa screen niyo, ma'am?
Ano lang, yung scripts lang natin.
StreamYard po.
Oo.
Sa yung status bar niyo po sa yan, ma'am. Okay na siya, ma'am. Nakita ko
Okay
na
na siya.
Opo, pa-full screen lang po ako. Ayan, lumabas po. So, ma'am, if ever po na may technical glitches, papasok po ako ulit. Kasi right now po, hindi nyo na po ako nakikita eh.
Okay, actually, di ko na din makita ang sarili ko.
Opo, tama ma'am. That's how it goes.
Yes.
Opo. Yan. So,
Okay.
pag may technical difficulties po, papasok po ako to remind you. So, right now po, ma'am,
Okay.
we're good, we're loud, we're okay. So, I'll leave you to it po. I'll be back po in 20 minutes.
Sige. Okay po, start na tayo. We have the topic, the labor education for graduating students. As you can see po, we have the Department of Labor and Employment. As per our received letter, we have graduating students and meron ng graduate student mismo from UST and currently working yung mga participants. Anyway po, pwede po ito sa lahat. Kung may mga questions po later on, kung nahihiya kayo, ibigay na lang natin kay ma'am yung mga questions. Anyway po, we have the labor education for graduating students. Usually po yung background nito is graduating students of vocational and baccalaureate courses who would sooner or later join the labor force. Yung iba po dito sa atin na uma-attend, naka-join na ng labor force kung sino man po dyan, siguro makaka-relate din, or given orientation on the labor and employment matters through the labor education for graduating students or yung tinatawag po natin na LEGS. Ito yung seminar po na kinakandak ni Dole. I-invite si Dole to inform you the DOLE services on employment facilitation, workers protection, and social security coverage for the employees. Ito yung tinatawag din natin, in general po, we have the general labor standard na sinasabi po. Okay, preparing for tomorrow's jobs. We have the pinaka-concern natin sa labor education for graduating students po Actually, we have 5 topics. Kasama po sana dyan yung pre-employment tips or preparation. Siguro po meron nang nag-discuss sa inyo. And we have the employer and workers' rights, yung social security coverage, health and safety insurance, like SSS, Pag-ibig, PhilHealth. We have the anti-illegal recruitment, kung na-invite din po natin si POEA. Yun po yung attached agency ni DOLE. And we have the prevailing minimum wage in the region. We will discuss po the employer and workers' right. Dito po tayo magfo-focus. Including po kasama na din po sa i-discuss natin yung minimum wage for Bicol region. The first topic po natin is the employment relationship. Yung nature po nito is voluntary. Kung mapapansin po natin, once nag-apply po tayo ng trabaho, voluntary po siya with employee-employer relationship. Meaning, hindi kayo pinilit na magtrabaho, kayo po mismo yung nag-apply, nag-undergo ng interview, ng exam, and na-hire po kayo. And that employee shall in exchange for wages, render of work, or services to the employer. That employer shall in exchange for services or work rendered pay the employee his or her wages in accordance with the law. Dito po natin malalaman, usually po siguro nakaka-encounter kayo yung usually tanong, bakit po kaya walang kontrata, mga ganito. Nakikita po natin dito, kapag may employee-employer relationship, supposed to be dapat merong agreement in oral or kung ano pa man po. And we have the test of employer-employee relationship. The number 1 is selection and engagement of the employee. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, kung may nag-discuss na din po, yung process po nito is si company magpo-post ng job vacancies, and then po makikita natin, mag-undergo po sila ng exam, interview, and before po kayo i-hire. We have the payment of wages, power of dismissal, the power to control the employee's conduct. And we have the types of employees. We have 7 po. Tandaan po natin na meron tayong 7 klase ng empleyado. We have the regular employee. Alam naman natin dito, once na matagal na tayo or more than 6 months na tayo nagtatrabaho, nagiging regular employee po tayo, engaged to perform activities usually necessary or desirable in the usual trade or business of employer. And we have the probationary. Ito po, bago tayo ma-regular, syempre po undergo po tayo ng trial period. Ito yung tinatawag nating trial period. Siguro po yung mga nagkaroon ng work experience, na-encounter na po natin ito before po tayo ma-regular, including sa private and government po, usually ganito po. Nag-start sa probationary, before po siya maging regular employee. Ito yung tinatawag nating trial period. Next, we have okay, ito yun. Paki-check ako nito. Ito yung 6 months, 180 days. Dito tayo nagkakalituhan. Sa Probi po, usually, we have trainings na nangyayari. Actually, para lang at least ma-inform tayo. Kapag 5 months na tayo sa company, supposed to be, ma-evaluate na tayo ng company before pa man po lumagpas ng 6 months. Kasi kapag lumagpas po ng 6 months, 1 day lang po yan, 6 months and 1 day, naku-consider as regular employee na po kayo. Next, we have the casual employee. Employee is engaged to perform a job, work, or service which is barely incidental to the business of the employer. Usually po makikita natin sa government, ang dami-daming casual employee. Kasama na dyan yung mga LGUs na malapit sa inyo. Usually kapag tinatanong nyo sila kung ano ang trabaho nila or anong position nila, ang sinasabi nila is casual employee sila. Next, we have the project-based employee. Refers to a particular job or undertaking that is within the regular or usual business of the employer. Ito yung nababasa natin once na. Usually kapag naririnig natin, like construction company, we have their project-based na tinatawag kasi depende po doon sa contract nila. Next, we have the seasonal employee. Siguro aware tayo dito. We have the worker services are seasonal in nature and the employment is for the duration of the season. Alam po naman natin, for example, pag December, nag-hire sila kasi ganito yung mga mabibenta ngayon, mga merchandiser na hina-hire during season. And we have the fixed term, hired for a fixed term and not necessarily in relation to a specific project or undertaking. Ito yung kailangan lang doon sa project na yun and usually po madalian lang tong naha-hire. Next, we have the contractual. We have the two kinds of contractual po. We have the directly by the employer and as employee of subcontractor. Ito po yun i-explain natin. Kapag contractual po, pag tinatawag nating directly by the employer, meaning po, for example, isang mall, nag-hire po siya ng empleyado, direct mismo sa kanila. Sila yung nagpapasahod, nagbibigay ng benefits, yun po yung mismong kung saan sila nagtatrabaho, yun po yung tinatawag nating directly by the employer. Ito naman po as employee of subcontractor. Ito naman, halimbawa, isang mall po, nag-hire sila ng manpower agency. Sila yung manpower agency po, sila yung kino-consider na employer kasi po sila ang nagbibigay ng sahod, naguhulog ng mga benefits nila. Next, we have the employer has the management prerogatives. The employee has individual and collective rights based on, dapat po makikita din natin yung mga rights ng employee, based on the Constitution, the Labor Code, and the contract of employment. We have the employer has the management prerogatives. Ito yung sinasabi natin, may mga management prerogatives po. Pag pumasok tayo sa company, meron po yan na rules and regulations sila. Kaya i-explain po, before po kayo ma-hire, i-explain po yan sa inyo ni company kung ano yung bawal sa company at dapat hindi gawin. Okay, for the management prerogatives are the rights and privileges of decision and action flowing from the managerial control, embraces all aspects of the business. Ito nga yung sinasabi natin, si employer meron siyang management prerogative. Kung ayaw po natin i-control, kasi kasama na dyan yung pagko-control sa inyo, they have the, sabi ko nga kanina, they have the rules and regulation din sa company. Kung ayaw po natin dito, lagi po namin sinasabi na kailangan din po natin isipin kung talagang magiging worker tayo or magbi-business tayo. Kasi ito po, pag management prerogatives po, lagi po kayong i-control yan. Next, we have the nature of management prerogative. Except as limited by special laws, an employer is free to regulate according to his own discretion and judgment all aspects of employment. The exercise of management prerogative is discretionary. Okay, for management's obligation or responsibilities, ito po, wag tayong malula once na sinabi natin na managements, ang tinutukoy po natin dito is the employer. Ito yung management obligations or responsibilities. The policies should not be contrary to the law, public order, and public policies and are not enforced with grave abuse of discretion. Ito nakita natin kanina na as per rights ni employee, based on the Constitution, the Labor Code, dapat sumunod pa rin po si employer. Next po, we have pay workers according to the minimum wage law or contract. Next, observe labor standards, laws, and social legislations. Provide workers with just and humane, safe, and healthful conditions of work. 5. Inform workers of the company personnel policies and disciplinary measures, then enforce in case of violation, provided due process is accorded. Reassignment or transfer should not result in diminution of benefits, loss of seniority rights, or unfair labor practice or should not constitute union busting po. We have determination on authorized or just causes only after complying with notice or procedural due process. Ito, mamaya i-discuss din natin kung kapag nagkamali agad tayo, itatanggalin po ba tayo? Yun yung usually tanong sa atin. And we have established a productivity incentive program. We have the management's obligations or responsibilities. Po, as per labor standards po, ito po yung mga kailangan na dapat maibigay sa mga empleyado. We have the minimum wage. Ang minimum wage po natin ngayon is we have 310 pesos for 8 hours of work sa Bicol region. 310 po, wala pa po siya na tumataas. As per yung ibang naririnig namin na pumupunta dito sa office, tinatanong kami kung meron na po ba ang increase sa minimum wage. Wala pa po. As of now, still po 310 pesos. We have the overtime pay, 8 hours of work doon sa 310, more than 8 hours or beyond 8 hours of work po, dapat po makukonsider siya as overtime. Pero yung overtime po, dapat authorized po yan. Hindi yung kapag gusto ninyo mag-overtime, mag-overtime kayo. Hindi po. Dapat inform po si company na mag-overtime or sila yung nag-insist na mag-overtime kayo. We have the night shift differential po. Night differential po yung tinatawag natin. From 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. po, may karagdagang bayad po yan kung pumasok ka ng 10 p.m. hanggang 6 p.m. po to 6 a.m. Merong additional payment po. Yun yung tinatawag nating night shift differential. We have the holiday pay. Nagbibigay kung pumasok, magbibigay po si company ng holiday pay. Yung holiday pay po natin na we have the premium pay. Yung premium pay po dyan, yun po yung tinatawag nating special holidays. And kapag sinabi naman nating holiday pay, ito yung mga regular holidays. We have 12 regular holidays po. The rest po is magpo-fall siya sa premium pay or special holidays. Next, we have service incentive leave or SIL in short po. Ito yung 5 days leave po na dapat maibigay sa empleyado once na nag 1 year na po siya sa company. Ito po yung pay with leave. 5 days pay with leave po. Kung halimbawa may vacation or emergency, pwede niya po itong magamit. Pero with pay po ito. And converted to cash po itong service incentive leave. Next, we have the 13th month pay. Ang nasa isip ni employee, bonus po. Baka meron sa inyo dyan na ang akala niya bonus dapat ang meron sa December. Supposed to be po ang mandatory under the law, we have the 13th month pay. On or before December 24 po siya dapat ibigay ni company. And yung mga nagiging experience namin, pag tapos na yung December 24, pag January niyan, ang dami nang na-file na complaint sa amin kasi i-complain na nila si employer dahil hindi nagbigay ng 13th month pay noong December 24. Tandaan natin, on or before December 24, dapat maibigay na ni employer si 13th month pay. Next, we have the weekly rest periods. Okay po, in 1 week po, we have 7 days. Sa 7 days na yan, kailangan po at least 1 day po na mag-rest day. Kapag pinapasok po kayo ng rest day, meron din po yan additional payment. Pero dapat po talaga para medyo mapahinga naman po tayo, mahalin din natin ang sarili natin, kailangan po natin mag-take ng at least 1 day po na rest day. Lahat ng tao po napapagod din. Next, we have the meal and rest periods. We have 1 hour. Yung iba po kung iisipin natin ang pasok is from 8 a.m. to 5, kung bibilangin natin yung oras, the result po siya for 9 hours. Yung 1 hour po dyan is considered as meal and rest periods po. Kailangan din po natin yan. Next, we have the retirement pay, paternity and maternity leaves. Paternity for the boys, maternity po is for the girls. We have limits on employment of women and minors. Sexual Harassment Rules RA 7877. Ito din yung paalala ni Dole, hindi lahat ng kasamahan natin ka-close natin. Kaya kilalanin po natin sila kasi halimbawa nasanay ka ng ganito sa ibang company or sa mga friends mo, hindi lahat ng tao, baka po pwedeng ma-filean kayo ng Sexual Harassment Rules RA 7877. We have the Occupational Health and Safety Rules. Actually po, kung mag-check po tayo sa Bicol OSH or Dole Bicol po, makikita po natin we have until September po, nagkakaroon po na safety officer training po si Dole for free. Kailangan nyo lang po mag-register. Ito pong lahat na nasabi natin for labor standards is the management's obligation or responsibilities na dapat maibigay sa lahat ng empleyado. Actually, hindi natin dito na-discuss yung SSS Pag-ibig PhilHealth, yung social welfare benefits actually po. Hindi siya under ni Dole. Kapag nagpa-file po ng complaint sa amin, diretso po mismo sa kanilang magpa-file doon sa office ng SSS Pag-ibig PhilHealth. Pero po, mandatory po, dapat magkaroon ng contribution si company. Rights and obligations of employees. Kanina po na-discuss natin yung rights and dapat maibigay sa inyo ni company. Yung rights and obligations nyo naman po, as an employee po, kailangan po natin number 1, to work and exchange of compensation under managerial control. Ito yung sinasabi ko po sa inyo, habang bata pa tayo, ano po ba talaga yung goal natin? Magbi-business po ba tayo or mag-work po tayo? Kasi kung ayaw natin i-control ni company, hindi po tayo pwedeng magtrabaho. Kailangan po, business po yung gagawin natin. Next po, we have, kasi kailangan nyo to, hindi lang po pwedeng si company lang ang magbibigay dito sa inyong lahat, tapos hindi nyo to ibibigay sa kanila. Yung to work and exchange of compensation under managerial control. Next, we have follow company rules and policies. Ito yung nasasabi ko po sa inyo. Bago po kayo ma-hire, alam ko po sa lahat ng company, binabasa or ini-explain po nila yung rules and policies po nila. Next po, observe proper care in the use of facilities. Ito yun, kapag may binigay sa inyong gamit, naka-MR sa inyo, pinagkatiwala sa inyo, ingatan po natin. Kasi baka po yan po yung mag-result na ma-terminate po kayo. Dahil winala ninyo, hindi nyo iningatan, yun po yung babalikan kayo ni employer. Ito naman po, we have the security of tenure, termination, and procedural due process. Security of tenure po, the right to security of tenure means that a regular employee shall remain employed unless his or her services is terminated. Pero po sa termination po, we have the so-called just or authorized cause po and after observance of due process of law. Para maintindihan po natin, once na-terminate po tayo, we have two types. We have the authorized and just cause. Yung authorized po, ito yung nalugi si company, magko-close, or yung iba po, redundancy, mga ganyan po yun nangyayari. Pero itong just cause po, itong lagi kang late, absent, awol, yan po yung just cause. Once terminated po tayo, yung authorized cause lang po ang merong separation pay, the just cause po ay wala. And yung termination po, hindi naman po pwedeng kapag nangyari sasabihin ni company na terminated ka na, hindi po pwede. We have the so-called due process of law. Ang due process of law po, ang una pong mangyayari, memo sa inyo, mag-explain kayo within that day or 5 days. And then po kapag hindi satisfied si company, pwede po kayong masuspend. Ito, by the employer actual, cause or ground, due process, valid termination. Dapat po usually meron po yan ng mga written po or memos na binibigay sa inyo. Due process in the context of termination of employment means the right of an employee to be notified of the reason. Ito yung sinasabi ko, dapat inform si employee kung bakit siya i-terminate. Kaya dapat lahat po ng nagtatrabaho, we have the so-called due process of law. Rights po yan ng mga empleyado. We have the just cause versus authorized cause. Ito yung sinasabi. Yung just cause refers to a wrongdoing committed by the employer or employee. And authorized cause po is refers to a cause brought about by changing economic or business conditions of the employer. Actually po, madami kaming na-encounter ngayon, katulad ng mas madaming nawalan po ng trabaho nung nagkaroon po tayo ng COVID-19. Kaya nga po, ngayon po ini-implement ni company like BPO po si work from home arrangement. Nagtatrabaho sila sa bahay. Okay po, just causes of termination, serious misconduct, gross habitual neglect of duty. Ito po, yung mga just causes. Siguro po, as an employee po, siguro dapat hindi natin to lahat gawin na just causes po. Kasi po mag apply pa tayo na kung saan tayo magse-settle down, siguro at least wala po tayong ganitong feedback na makikita sa atin. Okay, for authorized causes of termination po, we have, ito na yung sinasabi ko po kanina, redundancy, retrenchment to prevent losses po, cessation or closure of business, disease, yan pong apat, yung merong separation pay. Tandaan din po natin, hindi lang po yung terminated ang authorized causes of termination po ang meron ng separation pay. Tandaan din po natin na halimbawa nagtanong tayo, paano po ma'am yung resign employee? Meron po din ba kaming separation pay? Actually po, lahat po, once resign ka po, voluntary resign, wala po yan separation pay. Ang meron lang po ng separation pay, itong authorized termination, na nakikita ninyo ditong apat, redundancy, retrenchment, cessation, closure of business, or disease po, yan lang po yung nabibigyan ng separation. Pero once resign ka po, wala po tayong makukuhang separation pay. Kahit gano'n ka pa katagal po sa company, once voluntary resign ka po, wala po talagang separation pay. Procedural due process, ito na po yung nasabi ko kanina. We have the preventive suspension po is imposed on the employee pending formal investigation of a reported violation. Kaya po nagkakaroon ng suspension for 30 days po para at least po si company makapag-investigate kung ano po yung nangyari talaga. Tandaan din po natin, preventive suspension cannot exceed 30 days po. And must be written notice po. Kailangan din po meron po tayong marireceive na written notice. And ito po, as is pa din po itong yung sa kasambahay. We have the new minimum wage rate for domestic workers or kasambahay po. For Region 5, we have 4,000 per month and 3,500 per month. Depende po sa class ng municipalities. Yung 310 pesos po, yun pa rin po yung minimum wage po. Huwag po tayong malito. Kasi po before, pakita ko lang sa inyo, before po, ito yung nailabas ni Dolly before the pandemic, yung 320 and second tranche is 335. Supposed to be effective July 1 po siya. Ito kasi yung medyo nako-confuse si tao, dapat po daw implemented na to. Sorry to inform po, due to pandemic, as is pa din po yung 310 pesos. Hindi po ito natuloy. Last July 1, 2020. And ito na po yung end of our presentation.
Thank you for that, Miss Mary Jane. Ayan. So, To our audience, the floor is open for questions. So if you have questions reserved for Miss Mary Jane, now is the time to ask her. Ayan. So ma'am, habang nag-iintay po tayo, nag-prepare na po ako ng question for you. So number
Yes.
one, ma'am, ano po yung mga pinaka-common na violation ng mga companies? Just so we have warning or reminder po sa mga bago nating members ng workforce.
Usually, ma'am, ang pinaka-common actually na nagiging problem ni company is yung minimum wage. Hindi sila nila ini-inform ang sarili nila kung magkano ang minimum wage. Pero aware sila, hindi lang nila pina-practice.
If that's the case, ma'am, so underpaid po yung tao?
Yes
Nagiging
po. Opo.
If that's the case, ma'am, may habol pa po ba yung tao sa company niya?
Yes po, ma'am.
So pwede pa rin niya i-process with DOLE?
Yes po. Pwede siyang mag-file actually online. I-like lang po nila yung Dolly Bicol page. Makikita po nila lahat doon kung saan sila magpa-file ng complaint. Via online na actually lahat ngayon.
Ayan. So helpful yan, ma'am, sa ating mga, sa mga mag-join pa lang ng labor force natin. Ma'am, follow-up question lang din po. Usually po, gaano po katagal yung processing ng isang complaint? Coming from an employee's point of view po.
We have the so-called po, the single entry approach or SENA po. Kinakandak po namin siya within 30 days. Pero actually, mayroon din naman na nagpa-file ng complaint sa amin. On the first conference po, nasisettle naman siya. And within 5 days po, meron na silang schedule of conference.
Okay. So parang mag-uusap, ma'am, yung dalawang parties. Ganun po ba yung
Yes
mangyayari?
po.
Alright. Ma'am, we just got a question coming in from Miss Diane. I love you. I don't know if this is the last name. Ma'am, I have a question about regular employee. Di ba po every company may contract and indicated po kung regular or contractual yung employee. So for example, regular nakalagay sa contract, upon signing of contract, but during the crisis, nag-iba yung salary scheme. Naging per day na lang. Pwede na po ba agad mabago yung contract kahit hindi pa po tapos?
Actually, ma'am, hindi. Kasi po meron na silang agreement before. Pwede niyo din po yan i-file sa DOLE.
Okay, so ang nangyari pala dito, ma'am, nag-iba yung salary scheme niya, no?
Yes po.
So, hindi nasunod yung nasa kontrata.
Yes po. Tandaan natin, ma'am, na kung ano na po, ma'am, yung ini-enjoy ni employee, hindi dapat po yan agad-agad bawiin.
Okay. So yun, ma'am. Siguro, ma'am, ang best na maa-advise dito ni Ma'am Mary Jane is that dadaan po tayo dapat sa due process. So
Yes,
siguro,
ma'am.
ma'am, ang mauuna po dito, kakausapin niyo po muna yung HR ng company, i-raise niyo po muna yung concern. Tapos, based dun po sa discussion niyo, dun po magde-depend kung magko-complaint pa po ba kayo kay DOLE. Parang ganon.
Yes,
Tama
po.
ba,
Actually, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Pwede din naman po. Actually, pwede din naman sila, ma'am, kung ayaw talaga nila mag-file ng complaint. Pwede po namin tawagan si employer.
Ayun, ma'am.
I-advise po siya. Apo.
Ayan. I think, ma'am, mas magandang idea
Yes
yun.
po. Ginagawa po namin yan, ma'am, para hindi na makapag-file si ma'am. At least sa level po nila maayos na.
Ayan. So, ayan, ma'am, para hindi na kayo umabot doon sa sa mga complaint kasi tedious process din yun.
Nakaka-hassle din, ma'am, yung 30 days of waiting.
Ayan, ma'am. So, thank you, ma'am. Insightful po yun. Kailangan po namin yun maintindihan. No? So, salamat po sa pag-share ng insights nyo and experiences nyo po with all of us. So, I guess that's it. So, Miss MJ, if ever po na may mga tanong pa po yung ating mga audience, saan po sila pwedeng mag-reach out sa inyo?
Pwede po sila, ma'am, tumawag or i-like muna nila, ma'am, yung Dole Bicol page. Actually, nandun lahat, ma'am, including kung taga saan sila, kung anong contact number po yung tatawagan nila. Nakalagay po. Si Dole Bicol page na lang siguro, ma'am, yung i-like nila. Nandun na kasi lahat ng information, including, ma'am, yung mga awarding namin. Nandun na po sa page na yun.
Alright. So, thank you for that, ma'am. So guys, the last announcement is for you to like the Dole Bicol page so you know how to move forward with your next concerts. So thank you po Miss Mary Jane po for being
Okay
with us
po.
for this
Thank you so
afternoon.
much.
Thank you din po ma'am. Salamat po. Have a great day po. Ayan. So salamat po no sa ating speaker from Dole for giving us helpful advice para sa mga may mga concerns or may mga complaints. Ayan. So you know what to do. Okay. So next up, yan. Next up is a speaker from Sun Life who will be discussing about financial wellness. Miss Eileen Crisolo, Unit Manager for Sun Life Oakwood Branch. She is a graduate of UST Manila, an accountant by profession, and has been in the corporate world for 22 years. She shifted to financial advisory in 2017 and is currently a licensed financial advisor and the unit manager for Sun Life of Canada, Philippines. Ayan. So guys, again, I would like to reiterate if you have questions for Miss Eileen later. Ayan. So, meron tayong 3 slots. So, bawat magtatanong may 100 from the Alumni Placement Office. Ayan. So, Miss Eileen, can we try sharing your screen po?
Hi, Shari. Good afternoon.
Hi, ma'am.
Ito na yung screen ko.
Sige, ma'am. Ayan. Okay. So, ma'am, by the way, so you have 20 minutes to discuss po. Tapos if ever, ma'am, na may mga technical glitches, I will come in and advise you din po. And that's it, ma'am. So, you have the floor po. I will be back for Q&A later. Thank you, Miss
Okay.
Eileen.
Thanks, Shari, kahit hindi na kita nakikita sa screen. All right. First of all, good afternoon, everyone. I'm really happy na na-invite ako dito. Thank you, Jobs 180, especially to my friend, Mr. Kim Chua, for inviting me to share some tips and some ideas about financial wellness. So again, my name is Eileen Tresolo. Medyo ka-uniform niyo ako. Ako ay isang alumni ng UST. Dito nga lang ako sa Espanya. So, just like what Shari said, I am an accountant by profession, pero I shifted to financial advisory in 2017. Yes, when I met Sun Life. So, pero hindi insurance ang ating pag-uusapan today. Actually, my goal is for everyone to be triggered somehow to think or rethink your game plans when it comes to achieving your financial goals. I hope by the end of this session, you will have an idea of ano ba talaga pag sinabing financial security. Kapag ka financial planning, ano bang kailangan gawin? And I would share some tips on how to achieve your financial goals. Okay, so talking about financial security, kapag ba tinanong ka, are you financially secure? Ano usually yung iyong sinasabi? Or ano usually ang unang pumapasok sa isip mo? Merong mga tao na they have this idea na I can afford the lifestyle that I have right now, so I think I am financially secure. I can afford to have no jobs at all for a year or two, so I think I'm financially secure. Pero before we answer that question, if you are financially secure, let's see the definition of financial security. Sorry dun sa nagpa-pop up ha. Kung kailan ako magtotok, saka siya nagpa-pop up, kanina wala. Anyway, this is the definition of financial security. It is your ability to manage ongoing economic needs and prepare for the future. In simple terms, in simple definition, financial security is your ability to use whatever resources you have, your existing resources, to pay for your ongoing expenses and at the same time to save for your future. Yun yung pagiging financially secure. Having money habang ikaw ay nabubuhay. So if you can answer that you have enough funds until sa huling day mo dito sa earth, then you are financially secure. But if you cannot answer that right now with a yes, then don't fret and don't be afraid, don't be sad, kasi kaya nga nandito mga financial advisors is to help you and to guide you on how to be financially secure. So, Paano ka magiging financial secure? How can you have financial security? I summed up everything into three major aspects. Una, you have to think about your cash and credit management. Ikaw ba'y nagbabudget? Ang ibig sabihin. Pangalawa, risk management. Ikaw ba ay may enough protection for events na pwedeng mangyari, pwede rin namang hindi. Pero kapag hindi nangyari, well, that's good. Pero kapag nangyari, what is your backup plan? What is your plan B? That's risk management. And third is about wealth accumulation. So kapag sinabing wealth accumulation, ikaw ba ay nag-iipon? Ikaw ba ay nag-start ng mag-ipon? And kung nag-iipon ka, saan ka nag-iipon? Very important din yun. Hindi nagsisimula at nagtatapos yun sa idea na dapat nag-iipon ka. When we talk about or when we think about wealth accumulation, we also have to think about the instrument that we are putting our money in. Okay, ito ba ay sa bangko? Ito ba ay sa stocks? Ito ba ay sa bonds? Yan yung mga kailangan pag-isipan. So una, cash and credit management. Kapag pinag-uusapan is cash and credit management, ang goal mo dito is to be liquid. Kapag ka sinabing liquid, meron ka bang enough cash on hand? Or meron ka bang available cash na pwede mong dukutin in case of emergency situations? Yun ang pagiging liquid. And paano mo ma-maintain ang pagiging liquid? Una, you have to keep track of your cash, of the cash you are earning. Kailangan alam mo kung ano yung mga pumapasok sa iyo na income, ano yung mga sources of income mo. Pangalawa, kung nagre-record ka or nagtatrack ka ng iyong mga earnings, kailangan nagre-record ka rin ng iyong mga spendings or yung expenses mo. Kasi baka amaze ka dahil ang nire-record mo ay yung iyong sweldo or yung iyong mga extra income, pero hindi mo siya nako-compare sa mga gastusin mo. Yung pala at the end of the day, negative ka pa. So very important na kung gusto mong malaman kung ikaw ay liquid or hindi, i-track mo yung earnings mo, pero i-track mo rin yung spendings mo or yung expenses mo. Pangatlo, you have to be conscious. You have to be aware of your spending habits. Ito medyo guilty ako nito dati. Na kapag may sale, tuwang-tuwa ako. And kapag nakabili ako ng mura, tapos marami akong nauuwi, parang sobrang wise na wise ako sa sarili ko na I bought items on sale. So, nakamura ako. Pero for example, may sale item, may sale na shirt, 50% off. So, sasabihin ko, okay yan. So, bibili ako ng dalawa. So, end of the day, you still spend the same amount kasi nga 50%. And you think, nakasave ka doon. Pero in reality, if we talk about your cash management, parehong cash pa rin ang lumabas kung bumili ka ng hindi sale. So you have to be conscious of your spending habits. And then, are you using your credit card more than your cash? Medyo guilty rin ako dito before, pero right na wala na kasi akong credit card. Credit card per se is not bad. The use of credit card is not bad, but you have to be conscious and you have to know kung kailan ba dapat ginagamit ang credit card at kung kailan dapat ginagamit ang cash. Kapag kasi may credit card tayo, kahit meron tayong enough cash to pay for the items that we are buying, mas pinipili nating ilabas yung credit card kasi nangihinayang tayo sa cash. Not knowing na yung credit card na yun ang magdadala sa atin ng kung ano-anong mga finance charges eventually. So you have to be aware also, or you have to be conscious also in using your credit card versus your cash. And next, the loan versus earnings. Ayan, kapag ka may lumalabas na mga advertisements na, okay, low interest, ito yung loan, cash loan and all, avail tayo ng avail, lalo na sa may mga credit cards. So avail tayo ng avail nang hindi natin kino-compare sa pumapasok sa ating income. Kadalasan, end of the day, mas marami pa pala tayong inilalabas or ipinabayad dahil sa mga loans. And these factors, kapag hindi mo consider, ay greatly nakaka-affect sa liquidity mo. Yun. Next, risk management. Again, sabi ko nga kanina, when we talk about risk management, we're talking about events na magdudulot ng paggastos natin ng malaki. Events na ayaw man nating mangyari, pero minsan nangyayari. And dahil ayaw nating mangyari, hindi natin usually pinagpaplano. So, paano natin i-manage yung mga risks na magbayad ng malaki kapag may mga events na nangyari? So, I will make an illustration para lang ma-solidify yung point ko. I will compare this sa pagbili natin ng kotse. Okay, kunwari ako, gusto kong magkakotse, gusto ko nagdadrive ako ng kotse. Kaya lang ayaw ko ma-aksidente. Siyempre, pag na-aksidente ako, repair costs ng kotse ko, plus physical damage sa akin, pwede akong maapektuhan, disablement, posibilidad din yun. So, gusto ko magkakotse pero ayaw ko ma-aksidente. So, how will I manage the risk of getting into an accident and paying high expenses or high cost? Avoid the risk. Ito yung unang attitude ng mga tao. May mga taong ganito. So, bibili ako ng kotse, ayaw ko ma-aksidente, anong gagawin ko? Bibili pa rin ako ng kotse, pero igagarahe ko na lang. Hindi ko na lang gagamitin. At least hindi siya mababangga dahil lang sa garahe lang siya eh. Diba? That's one of the attitudes ng mga tao. Next, retain the risk. Ito yung mga tao na may attitude ng YOLO. You only live once. So, gusto kong magkakotse, gusto ko nagdadrive ako ng sarili kong kotse. So, kung may risk man na ma-aksidente ako, tatanggapin ko. I retain the risk. Pero nakakotse ako. Parang ganon. So, the next is reduce the risk. Okay, gusto ko magkakotse pero ayaw ko ma-aksidente. What will I do? Bibili ako or pipili ako ng kotse na maraming safety features. Merong seatbelt, merong airbag sa lahat ng kanto ng kotse ko, sa lahat ng sides meron. Meron akong spare tire in case ma-flat, mapapalitan ko kaagad. So, you reduce the risk of getting damaged physically. Although kapag accident, malamang ma-damage pa rin yung car. But still, at the end of the day, na-reduce mo yung risk ng mas malaking cost because of that accident. Or the fourth attitude, which is transferring the risk. This is where the role of insurance comes in when we talk about risk management and when we talk about financial planning. You have to transfer the risk of paying high, diba? Because of an accident. Why pay high kung mai-transfer mo naman yan sa ibang companies, diba? And that's the essence of getting an insurance. So getting a comprehensive insurance for your car is basically the same as getting a life insurance for your life. Pero again, hindi natin insurance ang pakay ngayon. The third na kailangan nating isipin every time we talk about financial security is wealth accumulation. Having the right mix of investment instruments. Kapag wealth accumulation, hindi ito yung putyo-putyo na meron kang 10,000 pesos, magkakaroon ka ng 500 pesos na interest at the end of the year. Because that's basically just putting your money para lang maging safe. Pero yung ina-earn yung interest would not be enough to really accumulate your wealth. So, again, meron akong solid point na gusto kong idaan sa isang illustration or sa isang kwento. So, itong kwentong ito is about two friends, si Juan at si Pedro. Parehong 21 years old, kagagraduate lang. Sabi ni Juan, Pedro, my friend, mag-retire tayo na maaga, mag-retire tayo at age 55. So, dapat by that time, meron na tayong ipon. So, mag-ipon tayo hanggang age 55 para at age 55, sabay tayong magre-retire. Sabi ni Pedro, okay friend, call. Mag-ipon tayo. So, ang ginawa ni Juan at age 21, nag-invest siya ng 1,000 per month or 12,000 per year for 10 years sa isang instrument, sa isang financial instrument na nag-earn ng 10%. So after 10 years, yung 12,000 per year for 10 years is 120,000, di ba? Pero after 10 years, it earned interest and it grew to 241,000. So sabi ng Juan, wow, meron na akong 241,000, 120 lang yung nilabas ko, 10 years ko pa nilabas yun. So, since 55 pa naman ako magre-retire, I'll just let it sit in that same instrument earning 10% per year. And let's see kung magkano siya pag ako ay nag-25. So, wala na siyang ginawa, hindi na siya nag-invest, hinintay niya 24 years, pinabayaan niya lang yon, and after 24 years, the 241,000 grew to almost 2.4 million at age 55. So meron siyang 2.4. Now, let's see Pedro. Si Pedro, nag-enjoy muna sa buhay, nag-travel, gumimik, bumili ng kung ano-ano, but he decided to start saving also at the age of 35. So sabi ni Pedro, medyo na-late na ako ng pag-invest. So ang gagawin ko, mag-i-invest pa rin ako ng 12,000 sa isang instrument earning 10% per year, pero gagawin kong 20 years kasi 55 na ako noon. So magsa-stop ako pag nagsimula yung retirement ko. So yun yung ginawa niya. And this is the money that Pedro accumulated after 20 years. 836. And if you can see the big difference between Pedro's money and Juan's money, you can see na merong significant factor kapag ang pinag-uusapan natin is wealth accumulation. And that is, you need to start early. And sa lahat ng mga pagsasabi ko ngayong hapon na ito, I hope na lahat kayo, mga newly graduate, yung mga graduate pa lang, start pa lang mag-work, please remember na if you have this intention to save up for your future, for your retirement, or for any milestone in your life, start early. Because yes, there is a factor of the amount of what you're investing, the instrument na gagamitin mo sa pag-i-invest, but it is important, very important, that you start now or you start early. Kasi tingnan nyo yung difference, oh. Mas malaki pa yung i-invest ni Pedro, di ba? 20 years yun, so that's 240,000. Si Juan, 120 lang. I'm sorry about the pop-up, ha. Hindi ko siya maalis unless mag-i-install ako ngayon. Anyway, that's wealth accumulation. So, if I were to summarize what I just discussed, financial security is actually having money for life. Just like what I said kanina, it's having money until the last day you have on earth. And to have money for life, the key is to financially plan, to have a financial plan. Now, what is financial planning? So financial planning, it only means managing your money to do three things: to protect what you already have, to accumulate more, and to transfer your wealth. Kapag ang pinag-uusapan, financial planning, kasunod na nun, financial planning pyramid. Now, do not be intimidated about the term or the phrase financial planning pyramid because for me, it's just a mindset. Paano mo ba ilalagay sa isip mo kung ano ang ibig sabihin or kung paano dapat ang design ng financial planning mo? So, just imagine a pyramid or a triangle and dapat ito yung base mo to protect whatever you have right now. So what do you have right now na kailangan protection? Your life, your health. Sabi nga ba, health is wealth. So that's part of your wealth. Your little savings or your money, your available money. All of this you need to protect in the form of either an insurance, a health insurance, a life insurance. And for your money, you have to put it in the bank. Ayun. When everything that you have right now that you consider important or consider as part of your wealth have already been protected, then you go to the next step, which is to accumulate wealth. Huwag niyong pagbabalik na rin because right now, ang na-observe ko sa mga tao, lalo na sa mga kabataan, very sila excited to do investments, to make an investment dito, make an investment dito. Pero wag na lang muna yung mga insurance protection na yan. Kasi hindi naman siya kasing importante ng investment. Mas kikita ako sa investment. Yun yung mga katwiran. Pero if you think about it, if you put your money in investing and you don't protect your health, for example, you don't get a health insurance and then you get sick, sa tingin nyo ba, alin ba ang inyong gagastusin kapag kayo nagkasakit? Most probably, kung ano yung in-invest nyo, ipo-pull out nyo, and yun yung gagamitin. Diba? So back to zero na naman. So might as well, start right. Protect first, then accumulate. And then, kapag nakapag-accumulate ka na ng wealth mo, then that's the time that you transfer what you have accumulated. And this is for your heirs na, for your family. Because at the end of the day, why do you work? Why do you work hard? Why do you save? And why do you invest? Bakit naghahangad ka ng magandang buhay? Is it only for yourself? Di ba hindi naman? Ang laging bottom line yan, we're doing everything for our family. So might as well do the financial plan, do your roadmap in such a way na yung ending, ita-transfer mong lahat yun sa family. Yun. Now, ito pala yung mantra ng financial planning. When we talk about financial planning, it's managing your wealth. And managing your wealth means managing your future. Kakonektan na siya noon. Now, actually, ito na yung dapat na last slide ko. Pero kanina, last minute, naisip ko na i-add itong konting figures, konting facts about what's happening in the Philippines, especially when it comes to health expenditures. Ang illustration na to, ang sinasabi lang nito is, ito yung total expenses ng Philippines in terms of health expenditures, health-related expenses. And yung yellow part is that part na tayo mismo, mga Pilipino, ang nagbabayad from our pockets. Yung blue part, yun yung PhilHealth. Yung red, yun yung mga HMO na binibigay ng mga companies. Pero kung hindi ka naman employed, then you don't have an HMO usually. So ganyan kalaki ang hinuhugot natin sa ating mga pusa. And then we wonder why at the end of the day, wala tayong naiipon. It's because walang proper planning, walang proper coverage for in case na magkasakit nga tayo or in case na bigla tayong mawala. And therefore, kung ano yung pinaghirapan natin, yun yung natutunan natin. Now, some more facts. Itong box na to, ang sinasabi lang nito, nag-conduct ng study, tinanong ang mga Pilipino kung ano ba yung pinoproblema nila. And 90% sa mga sumagot, pinoproblema nila, paano yung breadwinner biglang nawala? Anong gagawin namin? 86% ang sabi, paano kung magkasakit ako ng malala? 85% anong gagawin ko pag ako nagkasakit dahil old age na? And 83% ang iniisip nila is, pag ako nagkasakit at nagkaroon ng huge medical expenses, anong gagawin ko? 83% ganun yung iniisip. Ito pa, yung yellow bar, ang sinasabi doon, 100% of Filipinos na 100 Filipinos na nagkakasakit, 95% doon, savings nila ang ginagastos nila. 53% doon, hindi pa enough yung savings, nauubos ang savings, nangungutang pa sa mga kamag-anak at kakilala. And then this lower box says, based on studies, that 9 out of 10 Filipinos kinapos in the past 12 months because of so many expenses. And kung makikita nyo yung pinakahuling 25% doon sa baba, kasama sa budget ng Pilipino ang pagbabayad. Diba? If you look at these numbers, nakakalungkot, diba? Pero look at the brighter side. There is a brighter side in these numbers. Ibig sabihin, aware ang Filipinos sa mga possible problems na pwedeng kaharapin. Hindi lang nila alam kung paano sasagutin. Yung yellow bar, 95% savings ang ginagastos. Ang lungkot kung iisipin mo. But if you look at the brighter side, 95% out of 100, nagsisave. Magaling mag-save ang Pinoy. Ang problema, hindi tama yung pinagsisavean. Hindi enough. Ang problema, hindi rin nila nilalagyan ng backup plan yung mga events like pagkakasakit. And yun yung gusto kong i-promote right now. I want to promote the profession of being a financial advisor. Kasi dito sa numbers na to, makikita nyo kung gaano ka kailangan ng Pilipino ng guide, ng pointers. Paano ba talaga mag-ipon? Saan ako magsisimula? Saan ko ilalagay? Paano ko mapoprotektahan yung sarili ko in such a way na pag ako nagkasakit, hindi ko na siya iisipin dahil may ibang sasagot. Yun, gusto kong i-promote lang ang importance ng profession namin as a financial advisor. This is what we are facing kasi napakaliit ng percentage ng mga Filipinos na ready mag-retire. 2 to 3% of the working Filipinos are ready to retire. Ganun lang siya kaliit. And that's because they don't know how to properly plan financially. Hindi sila financially secured. And so I encourage everyone na nandito kung nararamdaman nyo yung concern or kung nararamdaman nyo sa sarili nyo that you want to be significant and you want to contribute more sa ating society, then I encourage you to apply as a financial advisor. And our team, I will be happy to assist you and to tell you all about being a financial advisor. Isingit ko na rin kasi ito talaga yung mission and purpose ni Sun Life ng company na nire-represent ko. And that is to help clients, help Filipinos achieve lifetime financial security and live healthier lives. So if you strongly believe and you strongly feel about our purpose, about our mission, please apply through so many channels actually. Ito, ayan. You can reach me through my email address or mobile number. Pero ang best way and ang best course for you to apply and to inquire about our opening for financial advisors is through Jobs 180 website, and then type nyo lang yung Sun Life OPUD and you will be directed to our account. Okay. Again, thank you, Jobs 180. Yun na yung aking kabuuan ng presentation and I really hope meron kayong napulot at meron kayong mababaon sa aking mga sinabi this afternoon. Thank you!
Thank you po, Miss Eileen. Ayan, ma'am, important important discussion to para sa mga hindi pa or sa mga pag-graduate pa lang, no? Magsisimula pa lang sila mag-earn ng sarili nilang pera. So they really need this discussion, ma'am. Thank you po. Ayan.
I really have to agree with you also, Shari, na ito yung mga topics na hindi na di-discuss sa loob ng classroom. Tapos mabubulaga ka paglabas mo sa tunay na buhay. Ito pala ang kakaharapin.
Oo, totoo ma'am, I agree. Sana dinidiscuss sa sana part ng curriculum yung mga financial literacy na yan, no? Sana dinidiscuss ng mas malalim. Yes. Ma'am, right now, the floor is open for questions. So, if you have questions for Miss Eileen, so now is the time to ask it. Put it in our comment section. So, ma'am, habang nag-iisip sila, meron na po akong pinrepare na question for you. Yep. Ma'am, if you can look back, like 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, what financial decision you wish you did earlier when you were younger? They can take it as a lesson or as a reminder na habang bata pa sila, pwede na nilang gawin yan.
Unang-unang sa lahat is to be intentional in saving. Kailangan part talaga ng sweldo mo, itabi mo na. Kung 200 pesos lang yan every 15 days, every salary payout, so be it, 200 is 200. Pero pag nag-accumulate yan with the interest, the power of compounding yung interest, earning interest, magugulat ka na lang at age 40, malaki na pala yung pera. Pangalawa, you have to protect yourself kasi hindi mo alam kung kailan ka magkakasakit, kailan ka kukuha ng insurance. And basically, that's why I shifted from being an accountant to a financial advisor is because gusto ko makapagturo sa mga kabataang barangay ngayon na it's very important to be protected, to have life insurance, and it's very important to accumulate wealth as early as possible. Yun.
Ayan. So, thank you for that, Miss Eileen. So, guys, questions for Miss Eileen. Again, may price tayo, 100 peso vote, care of Alumni and Placement Office. If you put in a question for our speakers. Ayan. Okay. Okay. Sige, ma'am. Ma'am, right now po, may we ask positions na open for are the positions that you are that you are offering po, can graduates from Bicol apply? Are they
Yes,
eligible po?
yes. Being a financial advisor ngayon, very easy na kasi in-approve na ni Insurance Commission that we can do our transactions online. So whether you are in Bicol or in Manila, pwedeng mangyari yon. And virtual teams, usong-uso na yan. Sa ano na lang, sa online na lang nagkikita-kita, di ba? So yes, kahit from Bicol, welcome. Join.
Ayan. Alright. So guys, the link for their vacancies is flashing on the screen. It's jobs180.com/sunlifeoakwood. Ayan, nasa baba. Nakikita niyo dyan sa baba. So if you want to check out their vacancies, if you want to check out their listings, that's where you go. Alright? So, Ma'am Eileen, in behalf of UST Legaspi and from the entire Jobs 180 team, we'd like to thank you po for gracing us with a wonderful presentation with regards to financial literacy. Thank you, ma'am. We needed to hear that this afternoon po. Thank you po.
Thank you also, Shari. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a great day, ma'am.
You too.
Alright. So, sa nagtanong kanina, Miss Dayan, I love you. Ayan. Miss Dayan, I need to get your scores and year level. Please put in your complete name sa comment section para we can reach out. Miss Honey from Alumni and Placement will give you your prize. Ayan. So, next up is our last topic for this afternoon. That topic is this mind your own business, discovering your entrepreneurial skills. The presenter is Miss Pauline Bianca Padilla. She is the supervisor for candidate engagement of Inspiro. She graduated with a bachelor's degree in psychology and has been working in human resources for 4 years. She ventured to the BPO industry as she desires to be a part of a diverse culture, specifically in recruitment. She is grateful to be part of Inspiro for 2 years in counting, and she loves to spend her non-work time with her dog, playing music, travel, and business. So, Miss Pauline, if you're ready, please join us. Hi, ma'am.
Hi, hello.
Good afternoon. Ayan.
Hi, good
Can you
afternoon.
test your screen po?
Okay, let me just share. All right.
It's up na po, ma'am. So, you have 20 minutes to do your presentation and I will be back po for the Q&A. So,
All right.
right now, ma'am, it's up, it's ready, you're clear and you're loud. The floor is yours po.
All right. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. So, my name is Bianca. Firstly, I would like to thank Jobs 180 for inviting me once again. I hope everyone is having a great day so far. So, our topic is about exploring entrepreneurship as another career option. So, I'll start with this quote. Before dreaming about the future or making plans, you need to articulate what you already have going for you, as entrepreneurs do. So, said by Reid Hoffman, co-founder of LinkedIn. So, you might have heard the names like Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, Larry Page, Jack Ma, and many more for their innovative and unique products given by them to the society. So they are not businessmen. Rather, they are entrepreneurs as they have established a business to offer an innovative product and took the risk in the hope of getting profit as a return in the future. So we continue on for entrepreneur. So this refers to a person who conceives a creative idea and takes all the necessary steps required to convert the idea into reality. So such as taking initiatives uh, to set to set up a new business enterprise by supplying sufficient capital, land, labor, and all the essential resources to produce the product. They have this in mind and bearing all risk so as to gain profit in future. So entrepreneurs are job creators rather than job seekers. So some of the qualities of an entrepreneur are as follows here. So being an entrepreneur teaches life skills, increases creativity and problem solving skills, provides better understanding of business and market economics, enhances competencies of persistence, communication, teamwork, and network skills, and hence enhances employability. So there. Next is entrepreneurship. So this is the process or activity of initiating, developing, managing, and operating a startup company. So while taking all the risk involved. So as to make profits. So it is one of the four factors of production, the other being land, labor, and capital. So the process goes from idea generation to developing business plan, to start with fundraising. Next is to promote your business. Now action commencing. And lastly, the result or harvesting. So here are some sizable insights entrepreneurs do ponder themselves. So about how they are as entrepreneurs define themselves or how they can think big while still zeroing in on the little stuff and more. So we have how do you define yourself? Are you sweating the small stuff? What do you do with rejection? How do you react to other success? And are you easy to reach? So we moving on to some characteristics of entrepreneurship. We have process. So entrepreneurship is a systematic, purposeful, creative, and continuous process. So which an entrepreneur undertakes to run the business smoothly. We also have innovation. So innovation is the key feature of the entrepreneurship, which creates a difference in the marketplace. So it helps the enterprise to introduce and produce product quickly. So as there is hardly any company which is selling the product in the market. So that's innovation. We also have development of network. So developing strong connections with the parties such as suppliers, distributors, banks, debtors, creditors, and many more, which are directly or indirectly related with the business process to have a good worth in the market. We also have profit potential. So, profit is something that keeps the organization going. So, in fact, it acts as a motivation for the entrepreneur to do better than before. So, before taking any decision regarding the enterprise, priority is given to the profit potential, which is while taking any step further, the entrepreneur identifies whether it is profitable or not. We also have forecasting of market trends and future possibilities. So the entrepreneur has to keep a close watch on the market trends and future demands so that the enterprise could continuously work to improve the products or services offered and grow further. Last but not the least is the risk assumptions. You might have heard the famous saying, no risk, no gain, which means that the profit of business depends on the risk factor. So, risk and rewards are inherent to the enterprise. In fact, there is hardly any business which survives without taking any risk. So more people than ever have found a job they thought was waiting for them doesn't exist. So others have come to the conclusion that they would rather create work they love. So constructed to fit with their own life goals. No matter what the motivation is to be your own boss, you can start today. So here are 8 tips to get you started. Firstly, would be to take a stand for yourself. So, if you are dissatisfied with your current circumstances, admit that no one can fix them except for you. So, it doesn't do any good to blame the economy, your boss, your spouse, or your family. So, change can only occur when you make a conscious decision to make it happen. Next is to identify the right business for you. So, give yourself permission to explore. So be willing to look at different facets of yourself, your personality, your social styles, your age, and listen to your intuition. So we tend to ignore intuition, even though deep down we often know the truth. So ask yourself, what gives me energy, even when I'm tired. So how do you know what business is right for you? So there are three common approaches to entrepreneurship. So first is do what you know. So have you been laid off or want to change? Look at work you have done for others in the past and think about how you could package those skills and offer them as your own services or products. Next is do what others do. So learn about other businesses that interest you. So once you have identified a business you like, you can emulate it. And lastly, solve a common problem. So is there a gap in the market? Is there a service or product you would like to bring to the market? So this is actually the highest risk among the three. If you choose to do this, make sure that you become a student and gain knowledge first before you spend any money. All right. We also have business planning improves your chances for success. So most people don't plan, but it will help you get to market faster. A business plan will help you gain clarity, focus, and confidence. So a plan does not need to be more than one page. So as you write down your goals, strategies, and action steps, your business becomes real. So ask yourself the following questions like, what am I building? Who will I serve? What is the promise I'm making to my customers or clients and to myself? And what are my objectives, strategies, and action plans to achieve my goals? Next is to know your target audience before you spend a penny. So before you spend money, find out if people will actually buy your products or services. So this may be the most important thing you do. You can do this by validating your market. In other words, who exactly will buy your products or services other than your family or your friends? So what is the size of your target market? Who are your customers? Or is your product or service relevant to their everyday life? And why do they need it? So that's one thing. Next is to understand your personal finances and choose the right kind of money you need for your business. So, as an entrepreneur, your personal life and business life are interconnected. So, you are likely to be your first and possible only investor. So, therefore, having a detailed understanding of your personal finances and the ability to track them is an essential first step before seeking outside funding for your business. This is why I recommend setting up your personal account in a money management system to simplify this process. So there. Next is to build a support network. So you've made an internal commitment to your business. Now you need to cultivate a network of supporters. This is advisors, partners, allies, and vendors. So if you believe in your business, others will believe in your business too. So network locally, nationally, and via social networks. So join networks such as your local chamber of commerce or other relevant business groups. So some networking basics would be attending networking events, join the group, and by becoming a generous leader, you will be the first person that comes to mind when someone you've helped needs your service or hears of someone else who needs your service. So there. Next is to sell by creating a value. So even though we purchase products and services every day, people don't want to be sold. So focus on serving others. The more people you serve, the more money you will make. So when considering your customers or clients, ask yourself, what can I give them? How can I make them successful in their own pursuits? This approach can help you lead to new ways to hone your product or service and deliver more value, which your customers will appreciate. And last but not the least is get the word out. So be willing to say who you are and what you do with conviction and without apology. So embrace and use the most effective online tools that we are using, like Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn or other platforms available to broadcast your news. So use social networks as pointer sites, which is to point to anything you think will be of interest to your fans and followers. So even though social networks are essential today, don't underestimate the power of other methods to get the word out. So this is word of mouth marketing, website and internet marketing tools, public relations, blog posts, columns and articles, speeches, email, newsletters, and old-fashioned but still essential telephone. So if you take these steps, um, you'll be well on your way to becoming your own boss. So it's important to remember that you are not alone if you want to be your own boss, but still feel stuck. Reach out and connect with other entrepreneurs in a variety of ways. So you may be surprised by the invaluable contacts that are right in your fingertips. So if you want success in your current job or when applying for a new one, it's essential that you maximize your knowledge in this area. So I think that's it. So if you want to know more about Inspiro and all the openings that we have, you can visit us on jobs180.com/Inspiro. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Miss Bianca. All
Thank
right.
you.
Ma'am, may we ask, I'm just curious, what is the business po?
Okay, I
Your
have a
personal,
retail. I have a retail business. It's a food, and the other one is a clothing business.
ang dami mama.
Just to.
May we ask po how is the experience between being a full-time employee and handling in your case two separate businesses po?
For my case, it's just time management. So you just need to manage your time, manage the things that you would love to do. So if in case that you're not gonna be working full time anymore, or if you want to just focus on your business, so you just have to invest on this one. So you need to be persistent in terms of what you love to do in the future. So my tip would be invest, just invest now.
All right, thank you for that, Miss Bianca. All right, guys. So to our audience, the floor is now open for questions. So if you have questions for Miss Bianca, so now is the time to ask her kung may mga budding entrepreneurs dito. So pwede niyo siyang itanong. Next question ko, ma'am, about your full-time job. So, ma'am, in working with Inspiro, may we ask the vacancies and openings that our graduates or our audience can apply to?
Okay, so Inspire is a BPO industry. So we have a lot of openings right now. So um, undergraduates or graduates can apply with or without call center experience. So we have different accounts that are available. If you want to check that one out, it is on our Jobs 180 page as well.
Alright, so thank you for that, Miss
Thank
Bianca. So
you.
again, guys, wala bang tanong kay Miss Bianca? Sure na kayo? So if you want to check out vacancies for Inspiro, it's on the screen. It's jobsunique.com/Inspiro. So that's where you find your vacancies. That's where you find your openings. So pupunta lang kayo doon and make sure you have a complete resume link para mag-push through yung application ninyo sa mga companies na yun. Alright? So, Ms. Bianca, on behalf of UST Legazpi and in behalf of the entire Jobs 180 team, we'd like to thank you po for sharing the time and expertise po for this afternoon.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bianca.
Have a great day.
Alright, so now guys, we are done with our 6 topics for this afternoon. And we hope na may natutunan kayo sa pabalon ni UST Legazpi sa inyo, no? So, to give us the closing remarks, may we call on Miss Elisa Espadero, LPT, Director for the Office of Media, Alumni, and Public Affairs for UST Legazpi, to give us the closing remarks. Hi, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Hi, Ma'am Shari. Good afternoon.
Ma'am, the floor is yours to deliver your closing speech po for the students.
Thank you, Ma'am Shari. Once again, good day, everyone. It has been a long afternoon for all of us. Our minds have been assailed by a torrent of ideas and information, which may probably sink in after a day or two. But I believe that the day has been a productive one for all. Every bit of the talk has been enriching. And with that, let me thank people who had this activity pushed. Great thanks to Mr. Kim Chua and his staff of Jobs 180 for assisting us from day one to present. Thank you too to our speakers who took the time out from their work schedules to be with us. A big appreciation too for Ms. Hanisel Imperial, our alumni and placement staff, whose efforts we highly value. And of course, thank you also to our dear participants, our students. As for my takeaways from the talks we just listened to, our speakers emphasized the following points. One, technical skills are bonuses to what we can offer a company, but our attitude towards work and office mates would make it a complete package. And that is why we need to take on with us the Legazpi Tomasian core values as we, or must I say, as you leave the comforts of USD Legazpi. Number two, dream of the company where we or where you would like to work in and make it happen. Three, we do not simply aim for financial stability as we all want to have financial wellness. Furthermore, we do not simply need to end up with a graduation ceremony. Four, let us learn to explore while you are young. Be financially stable and start saving now. The more people you serve, the more money you make, according to one of our speakers. Lastly, remember, we are not simply to survive after graduation, for we have to live a life that we have been wanting from the very start. The new normal has changed our lives radically, and so with this, we are left with no other choice but to sail with the changes and still be able to end up in the direction we would want to pursue. To our graduating students, may you be able to carry with you the pabalon given to you exclusively by UST Legazpi. Thank you for being with us today, and good luck in your journey.
Thank you for that, Miss Anisa. In behalf of the Jobs 180 team, we'd like also to thank you for this partnership and for always keeping in touch with us, ma'am. So thank you
Yes.
din po.
We'll see you on the 15th, right?
Yes, ma'am. I will make
Okay.
an announcement shortly po.
Yes po. Okay.
Alright.
Thank you
Thank you
very
po,
much, Ma'am
Anisa.
Shari.
Ayan. So, again, to our graduates, And to all of our audiences, thank you and congratulations. Madami tayong napag-usapan today. You guys did well. So sana may na absorb kayo sa dami ng topics na ginawa natin ngayong hapon. Alright? We would also like to make a reminder that we are inviting everyone. So please stay tuned for the official poster. We will be releasing it soon. We are inviting everyone to join us for the virtual career fair. It's on June 15, 9 a.m. So there will be companies who will be accommodating job seekers who will be screening you for the first and initial interviews. Some of them might actually schedule you for an actual interview with them, like an actual screening interview. So we hope na makadating kayo at maging productive yung event na yon for all of us, including you guys. So exclusive yon for UST Legazpi. Alright, so before we end, please join us in singing the UST Legazpi hymn, as this may be one of the last few times that you will be asked to sing this song. So please keep watching after this video so we can give you the link to the evaluation. Okay, sir. Nandiyan na siya sa harap. So, please don't forget to evaluate. So the link is on the screen, and it will also be available on the comment section. So please fill out within the day to secure attendance. We would also like to thank our sponsor CEO Group for joining us for this event. So while you guys are finishing up yun sa sa evaluation ninyo, we thank our sponsor, CEO Group. You can check them at CEO Store in Lazada and Shopee. For career opportunities, you can visit them at jobsmedia.com/CEO Group. We will be continuously churning out webinars. So there will be different topics next week and this week. So you can just stay tuned on our Facebook page to see what topics will be discussed and what day. So libre din yon. You are open to we are open to join those sessions. So kung gusto nyo mag-join, pwede rin. So please join us as we sing the UST Legazpi hymn. And thank you guys. See you soon and see you on June 15. Thank you.
We sing a song as we behold your timeless beauty and truth unfold. We thank the Lord who to us bestowed this melody sung in harmony. To you we offer the seeds we sow. With your spirit we'll always go. Into the future we'll walk with you and follow your path to be faithful and true. Align us, let your reign of your brightness free us from the darkness. Align us, let your glowing ember teach our hearts to serve forever. We entrust to you our land revered. We'll share with you our dreams fulfilled. We thank the